man, it is what it is, and it'll be what it'll be, and that's facts on that. I go by the name of Paco Mutombo, and I'm the host of the RawStyles Dance League, man. What about now? We have the judges' review of the top tens. Yeah, let's get it poppin'. Up first, we have Sand One, who's over there.
This guy.
Must take care of the animals, man. You know what I'm saying? Cruelty to animals. And we have Simple DDs, man. How you guys doing?
We good,
Good. Thank you.
You're good.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So, okay, cool. Get this thing popping. So, how did you guys feel about last night?
I think I'll go. To be honest, I think there was a lot of new things happening. So I don't know if the dancers were in a complete comfort zone, especially with some of the experimental and prop rounds. I don't think we got the best of the dancers last night.
You don't think?
Just because I think it's the first time for them. So it's not complete comfortability, I think. I don't know how you guys felt, but
You, Taryn?
I think, okay, I agree with people about the props round especially. I feel like, yeah, it could have been a bit better. But I do feel like the dancers went home and they were labbing because people came with their A game. I was so impressed with all the rounds and all the dances. I was just like, wow, guys, they had tears in my eyes.
Oh, that's good. That's good, man. Sand One, the man who said, don't be whack.
So from my side, I think it was, for me, it was like in the middle. It was lukewarm. Like, I didn't feel everyone was like at their best. And yeah, some people that I expected to like really deliver didn't. And then people I didn't expect to deliver like came to, and I was like, okay, but now we're cooking today. And then there's people that just kept the standard, right? And then also the two other guys weren't there. So it was like, yeah, so I think that's why I said it was like in the middle. It wasn't like wow, but it also wasn't whack. So no one was whack.
So I hence the whole lukewarm.
Yeah, it was lukewarm.
So who are the guys, bro?
So for the people that surprised me, was Boza. Boza came to win. Boza came to win. Kitoko took a lot of stuff that she asked about her stuff and she's applying it. She also came through nice. Casey, in her one round, she delivered really nicely.
Yeah.
She had 2 solid rounds, was dope. For me, Jordan wasn't at his best.
You think so?
No, he wasn't at his best.
I ain't gonna lie. For me, that was one of my favorite battles.
For me, it wasn't at his
the
best.
Lost battle or what?
Yeah,
man.
it was a lot of like hair performance and
hair performance.
yeah, and like a lot of tricks. You know, I wanted him to get down to the dance. You know, and then and also with the style that he said he was doing when they played that music, it didn't sit.
Oh.
Yeah, that was actually that was an interesting thing for me. I know as we started with the series, we've had people register styles, and then when they start dancing, they blend or go between styles. Yesterday, it seemed like a lot of people stuck to what they said they're going to do, but I don't know if that was their best bet. So I think, especially guys who have, I'll explain. People who say like who can do a variety of styles, because obviously we see these guys week in, week out, right? So we know what they can do. I think sometimes it's tricky to say what your strongest thing is. Like say for example, now I do pop and I do hip hop, I do whatever. If I say I'm gonna strictly do hip hop, but I know for like the past couple of months I've been doing pop and stuff, I'm not gonna bring out my best hip hop stuff. So like if you say I'm gonna say I'm doing neo soul, for example, right? And I can feel like the song is not allowing, but I'm like, okay, I'll still go for it. You don't necessarily always get the best stuff that matches, you know. So I think maybe in what you're saying in that sense of that, for Jordan, for example, if you're saying you do old school R&B as your style, I don't know what style that is, but one, you might be young, so you might not know all the old school stuff.
Oh, you
so
mean
you
like
may not
that?
be able to deliver in terms of what those songs require, but also like stylistically, what does that look like?
Yeah, because let me add to that. He battled Boza, right?
He battled Boza and
so when he battled Boza and they danced to that old school R&B track, because Boza's a bit older, he sat better in the track. Even to the point where he started doing the grooves. It was more cohesive with the music. And I was like, they can't one up you on your own thing. You know what I was like? That's crazy to me. You know?
That is the same thing you're saying. Slim Wang had a moment where he was trying to do his afro to, who was it? was it Neo Soul?
Someone battled,
Was it?
Kitoko.
Yeah, it was in
Kitoko
the
and
Neo
Genesis,
Soul
yeah.
section, and he was
Yeah.
trying to do.
Yeah,
And it was like, come on, guy, you know you
Yeah.
can do other styles. This is the thing where people are now saying, I'm this dancer, but fitting to the music, now you're dancing not your strong style, or you not now you're trying to deliver your style on music that's not corresponding. It's like the math is not mathing now, you know.
math is
Now
not
it
mathing.
doesn't look nice now. And you still want to deliver your style because it's your style, but it's just like, we know you're versatile. So show us that. We
there's
want to see
versatility.
that, you
Okay.
know, like I
So,
think
so basically, you're all saying that although you came in as the style that you said you were going to come in as, yeah, you don't have to really stick to it if you know you can touch and go into a
Different
different
things.
style.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
a
I'm
song
saying
that's
no.
being- You're saying no.
Okay.
I'm saying no.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So the reason is that if you're gonna say I stand on the style,
Uh-huh.
you need to take it to the very far limits, right? And because the thing is that because I've done that
Yeah.
in competitions. I've said I'll stick to this one style, and even if I lost, you know,
Doing the
on that
style.
standing on that hill. So when people are gonna say, I'm like, your problem is that you don't know how to make adjustments. That means
There we
you
go.
don't fully understand your
That's,
style.
I think that's where I come in with
You have
what
to
you're
make
saying.
adjustments within your style. And
You
be
got to
like,
make adjustments within your style.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
so like,
understand. Yeah.
let's say, for example, right, we get a lot of skanda and spansula that is high tempo
Yes.
in its sound. And from chatting to guys who do like spansula very well, they used to dance to rave music.
Yes.
Like rave or like really fast house music, right? But in my mind, just because it's footwork based, footwork doesn't have to equal speed. So saying, okay, I'm committing to footwork, yes, the song is slow. Why are you still gonna do the tempo of a techno song in a slow? So, like for example, when you're saying like Slim Wang, the Afro stuff wasn't necessarily working, but it's also, can you adjust which Afro moves are you choosing to use that can fit slow music? Because you don't have to now all of a sudden start doing the fast footwork. If it's not working, you can still go between grooves of stuff if it's a slower song.
Yeah,
You don't
it's
have to.
It's like the round with Leja and Kitoko. That was beautiful for me because I've never seen a Pansula dancer dance to Neo Soul, and he delivered. He was even going. I was like, is this boy voguing or what? Because his hand performance, his hands were so
Yeah.
nice actually, and he did Pansula. You can see he did his combinations to
yes.
the slow music. I was like, that works.
Yeah.
He's making it work, you know.
So basically, you guys are saying that as dancers in RawStyles, they need to find the right loopholes and the right moves to make it work within their style.
Yes, a thing of like, because you're gonna say, if you say I'm this dancer,
Yeah.
you need, you say I'm a popper,
Yeah.
you need to understand popping from the beginning to the end. So, like, same thing with Slim. When the Neo Soul thing came, why didn't you think of doing Belele? That's a windy type thing,
yeah,
right?
okay.
Or do like slow Durban kwasa. You saw there's so many things.
There's- yeah.
So a slow Durban kwasa goes into the rhyme of floating and gliding.
Yeah.
Do
Can you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm with
Yeah.
you. Do you guys think that maybe they think because of the fact that it's a competition? Because I know for a fact that some dancers do that. It's a competition that they think they just gotta go all the way because no, that's what I'm saying. Some of them do that.
To argue,
Yeah,
that's just approach because let's use Kitoko.
yeah.
At what point does she commit to the Not really, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you could get the opposite on the other end where sometimes maybe Ledger would be too on. Where it's like, okay, are you giving yourself time to hear and understand? Maybe not. Not to say that was the case, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's really an approach of what do you think? Because one thing, I'll say this I've seen in different places, people have different approaches, right? So if I'm a martial arts student and I've learned different ways of doing martial arts, Tai Chi is maybe not the same as Wing Chun. Both are still forms of combat. But what it is that you're doing. So for example, I don't need to shout at you to still disrespect you, right? I can still do that in a very monotone way. So when people think aggression, it must be loud in your face. It doesn't have to be. It can be controlled. It can be executed perfectly, which is why I can say like a Kitoko approach, it might seem like, okay, this is more relaxed, but she's still killing. Like if you're actually understanding what she's doing, she's still going off. And you can still have that other side of it where it's low and it's going heavier and you can see, oh, this looks big, it's still both forms of combat or
Yeah.
So
approach of I'm still battling. It doesn't have to be.
So in other words, you're talking about intent.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to be intentive in knowing, okay, cool. I'm gonna, like Itoko, she's a not slow dancer, but her movement is very slow
Smooth
but
and
precise.
soft, yeah.
So you can see the intention of what she's doing with everything she's doing.
Yeah.
And when other dancers, yeah, they can be strong and fast and all that kind of stuff. But if there's no proper intent, it would look like as if now they.
Bro, an assassin. How does an assassin execute? Silence. Soft.
Yeah.
You won't know about it.
Yeah.
Right? If I send a hit squad, a SWAT team, that's loud and bang, bringing doors down. The job still gets done.
Yeah.
Both ways.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, there, no doubt, man. That's what you get from the judges, man. What's going through their minds. Is there anything you want to add?
I
With
wanted
anything?
to say the experimental round, I think, I like when the dancers take it to storytelling. Now it's a whole production now. I like that sometimes they don't even stick to their style, but they literally going to what the music is giving and they're giving back. So I think the experimental round last night, a few rounds were, it was dope. I think they killed it. It even had me have thoughts about another type of production with dancers, you know?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, no.
No, I'm just saying,
I've got, I think I'm on the opposite end of you because everyone in the experimental round became contemporary dancers. And I was like, why? I was like, why is everyone? I'm like, why do you guys go for when we say experimental, doesn't mean you have to go into always be flowy or some contemporary.
Stick to your style.
I'm like, experiment within the style that you know.
Well, it is called experimental round. So experiment.
Yeah.
Take yourself. Oh, I see what you're saying. So okay. Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I see what you're saying.
It became like a go for everything type thing at some point, and I was like, no, guys.
Dancers be emotional in that round, though, eh?
Yeah.
People are exploring. I think people explore a lot in that section.
I think we can say boil down to what the DJ played, because the DJ didn't normally play like slow songs. He played. There was a Michael Jackson song also, like a cappella.
Vocals,
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I understand where he's coming from. You don't have to always just be. You can actually do something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I understand you. Anything else with you? No. All right. What about now? We're gonna go straight into the first battle. So you guys are gonna watch the battles from beginning till end, and then by me calling out your names, you're gonna tell us who won the battles. First up, we have Genesis versus Slim. Genesis coming out as a locker. Let's get it. Do you guys think he delivered as a locker?
Genesis on the locking beat is so hard to beat, bro. So hard to beat. Yeah. You see, he's proficient in his style.
Yeah. Okay.
And this battle was my favorite. The reason is because I think they're both strong dancers, but you'll see why.
All right, cool. Let's get it. This guy's top rocking and locking at the same time. Listen, watch this dude. This dude.
There's that lock.
See, this is the thing for me. I think with Jen, I would say he's musical. I think a lot of people think musicality means being musical, and it doesn't always mean that. Just because you're on beat, it doesn't mean you know how to ride a beat. With Jen, for example, he'll be able to execute where it's like, I can hear the trumpet in what you're doing. I can hear the bass in what you're doing, which is very different to saying, I'm catching a beat.
That's it.
You know?
That is something I always try to tell the people I teach. I'm like, listen, dude, take the form of what you're hearing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not being interviewed. Yeah, you guys are.
This was my problem I had with Slim in this round, right? I was like, why would you, I know you can lock, but why would you go at the person who's proficient in locking with he did the basic trickery and, and if you understand the style, what Genesis was doing was the actual dance where Slim tried to fool us with trickery. And I was like, you should have done something more Afro to this to edge it on your side.
Yeah. Can we pause there a little bit?
Yeah.
Would you say because obviously we all know the history of locking. That it was first called Campbell locking,
Yeah.
and then chemical chain reaction came through. The chain reaction crew came through, and they took out the funk, the dance out of locking, and everything just became all technical. Would you say this was the case right now with what you just?
Yeah, because the thing is that it's like that thing of sometimes just doing a backflip, right?
Yeah.
So he started doing the alphas or Apple Jacks, whatever
Yes.
you call them, right? Because he was like, it's a big move, it's fancy. I'm
Yeah.
like, cool, but like, what more is there? Like, I can do a backflip. What is the backflip for? Like, if you look at Jen was like, he was like, and then at the same time, he's not neglecting where the beat sits. He's staying on the beat, and he's telling this whole thing. And if you looked at it, his one just flowed. Genesis' run flowed better. Because the thing about going into tricks, if you're not smooth with it, there's hiccups and stuff like that. And I was like, that track was perfect for you to like, if you're gonna lock, you should have locked and did Afro.
Yes.
Right? Because the thing is that you win this first round by saying, I can do what you did, but it was my thing. So when he comes in, he needs to do the same thing.
So that's the thing with Slim Wang though, in the past. I've seen him do this, locking mixed with Afro, and he didn't do that.
He didn't do it. Yeah, he didn't.
I was expecting that. When he came out, I was like, okay, sharp, this is this boy's thing.
Exactly.
Because when he does Afro, he goes into the locking
Exactly.
sometimes. So, yeah, it was a bit...
Do you think maybe he was nervous on the fact that he was battling Jen?
I don't know. That's interesting for me because I think also it's strategy. I look at battles like strategy, and I guess that goes into how I judge, right? I can look at a Genesis round and be like, great, okay, Slim, what is your job now? Counteract. What are you gonna do? If you're saying I can do what you can do, which is what the attempt was, can you do it better? Just saying that I can respond by doing it, I'm like, okay, cool, 2 points maybe. If we're doing a point system, I'm like, okay, but respond better, right? Because there's no point in saying, hey, I can do it, and then you do it at a lower level, like what the guys are saying. It's like, can you actually up that, or can you add something to that is a response? For me, I'm like, what did you do as a response that was better than what he did? Because
like you were
as someone who
clowning
starts
him.
a battle, your job is, I need to set the pace. I need to show you a level. As a person going second, you have time to listen to the music. You have time to figure out a strategy.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, Slim, what was your strategy? You know, so when I judge around, I'm looking at that because I obviously can't judge Jen on a response because he doesn't get that chance.
Yeah.
He starts it off. So it's like, okay, you started at a high level. Are you matching it? If you are, how are you matching it? And what I saw there, I don't see where the matching was. I'm like, okay, you did kind of a B-Tech level of what he's doing, not on the same level. So did you actually respond? Or did you just like speak?
You're getting it from the judges, man. You're getting it from the judges. That's what I'm talking about. RawStyles, baby. That was just round one. We're going to go straight into round two, man. Let's get this in popping. This is where now we play
Afro now.
Afro beats.
Yeah, you see it now.
Yeah.
You see it.
That's the thing, and he can also do Afro, so now he's now annihilating you in your own style also.
While still doing locking. 'Cause
Wow.
I can still see.
Yes.
And wasn't
and here's
that
the thing,
Slim
it's
Wayne's thing?
seamless.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't seem like it's like a new
not
style.
forced.
Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's like you know what I'm saying? It's like Afro locking. Like,
Yes, Afro locking, which I thought was Slim Wang's thing.
I believe he got scared, man. I don't know. I feel like, because Taryn, what you said about Slim is what I thought I was going to see with this battle. And the fact that he was going up against Jen,
Yo.
I'm like, dude, you know how Jen is. And you guys going together will be a really good. But hey, that's Jen. When
Jen
he went
killed
in.
us. Jen killed this battle for me.
flawless.
Yeah.
Okay, see, so this is what I mean about response. You're matching now.
And this battle was a bit more, I can't say personal or what, we were doing the shoot for RawStyles, and yes, Jen was having Slim, bro. Yes, bro. Because he came dressed up in a full-on worker's outfit. So you see the pants that he's wearing?
yeah.
He had a top on, bro. The same top on. And yes, since Jane was having him, bro.
See, so this is where I say Slim is smart because he's showing more variety in his actual style.
Yeah.
Whereas Jen was taking maybe elements of Afro.
Yeah.
You can see Slim is actually efficient in this way. He's
Yeah.
actually showing you like these are the different levels of the style. So I did like this round from Slim actually because
Yeah,
I
it was a
think he
solid
showed
round.
more of himself.
Yeah. It's a solid round, but I was like, as a reply for me personally, I was like, yeah, this guy did what you should have done in the beginning. Because I knew, in my mind, I knew it was coming.
Alright, cool. All right, so we're going into the prop round. This is where they got to dance with a pot. When Jin started, what was going through you guys' mind?
I wanted to see what the pot was because it wasn't being used as a pot. So I was curious to say,
Yeah.
what journey are you going on?
Yeah.
And right now, I still don't know.
It was good movement, but the idea, I didn't like the idea.
Okay.
Based off like just movement, I was like, okay, dope. But I was like, then we could have done that with the hats. You could have done that with the
I
plates.
see. Oh, okay.
It's like, yeah.
Yo, you judges are saying the things, huh? You're making me think otherwise here, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
And also crazy because he's a chef guy. He's a chef guy. He likes cooking.
It's actually,
He likes cooking. Yeah. I'm like, hey, dog.
there's no
He's a
excuse.
chef
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. You guys obviously
see,
know
yeah.
what.
Now he eats.
See,
You see?
the idea of I think can we just pause
Just
for
pause
a
there,
second?
please.
Yeah.
If you understand, and I saw this from a lot of people trying to do fixed point. I don't know if you know the technique of fixed point, right? Being able to make something stationary but moving around it to make it seem like the
Yeah.
object doesn't move.
Doesn't move.
For me, I minus points when you can't execute an idea, right? So, for example, there I saw towards the end of the round, Jen was trying to do a concept of a fixed point, and I was like, "Now, didn't work."
No.
Like immediately, I was like, "Don't like that," right? And it's an attempt at it, but I'm also like, based on how I was watching the round, because I didn't know what the journey was with the pot, I was like, okay, the pot is moving, but so then when it got to that point of doing a fixed point, I'm like. Ending around like that for me, I'm like, ew.
That's
round
crazy
goes down
because
like
I didn't see that, and I'm good at fixed point.
Yeah, dude,
So if it didn't register,
That's the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's what I was saying. I saw the attempt at it.
Yeah, I
but
didn't.
it
I
failed.
didn't even see the attempt. That's how it didn't even register. Yeah.
I
Aight,
think
okay.
I think you know what annoyed me a bit about the pot story was the whole time you keeping it with two hands. That's what they both did the whole time. Especially Genesis at some point. It was a steering wheel, then it was I don't even know also what it
That's
was,
the
but
problem.
it could have been used for so many different things.
could have just been
but
used
it
for
just kept
cooking.
it like this. It just
Yeah.
kept
Yeah.
it to with two hands and then fixed point and then at the end you ate something out of it, but we didn't even see you cooking anything. So I don't know. I don't know about the sport story.
Yeah, let's see what Slim does.
Yeah, let's see what Slim does. The reply with the pot.
Rosa.
Okay, at least he started.
He's eating
Was that
Genesis
him throwing
food.
salt over his shoulder or something?
I think
I
so.
don't know.
He threw the food over and he's eating
He's
it.
eating from it, okay?
You had time to think about what you could have done with the pot, and there you're holding it now again with two hands. That's the thing for me that I was like, hi guys.
I was cool with it the first two times, and I was like, okay, where's this idea going? Because I was like, okay, you're eating, but where are we going with this? Are you gonna get full? Like,
All right.
See, me, if I had to say something happened in the prop round, I don't know what it is. I felt like both dancers. I
You
know
just
it's
pause
hard
there, please?
sometimes. I know it's hard sometimes to think on,
Think
the,
on
spot,
the spot.
But this goes to my point again about response.
yeah.
You had 45 seconds to watch somebody do something with a pot and say, that didn't work. What would work for me? And yes, we can suggest ideas. We all have different thoughts on
Right.
what you can use a pot for. But you, as a respondent, had 45 seconds.
Gosh,
And all you did was
that.
that in your time of hearing you have a pot to 45 seconds of watching somebody, and then that's your response. Like for me, this round is like, to me, I wouldn't even, I'd be like, let's see what you did in your last round. Because like with some things, especially if it's a 4-round battle,
I can commit to one round being a draw. As in, I did not like anything that happened there. And that might seem harsh to people, but I'm just like,
What would you have want to? Okay, with that being said, then what would you have want to see? Because I know what
Clarity.
I would have clarity.
clarity. Because for me, I can't say, why didn't anybody cook with it? Sure, we can say that as a thought, right? That's one idea from all of us. That doesn't necessitate what you do. But clarity, for me, it's always important. If the pot is your miming object that you're using, let that be that the whole round then.
Yeah.
Not all of a sudden it's changed now and you're eating out of it in the end of the round when the whole round it was like, do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about clarity. If you're choosing to do an idea, let the idea be clear to everybody watching so they don't have to think about it. That's for me, like.
So which kind of goes with hand in hand with what you call this, with what Taryn said. You just have. Well, she didn't say it like this, but she said have a beginning, a middle, and an end, because that will highlight the clarity that you're speaking about. In knowing that, okay, if this pot is an object that I'm using, maybe I'm going to hold it a certain way to make it look like as if, okay, I did something, went through my body, put it down, put it back into my body, and carried on with it. And do you know what I'm trying to say? So is that what you're trying to mean
That's
by
clarity? Okay. That would have at least been something. I wouldn't have liked it, but it would have been something. I would have given you props for it.
Stop
right?
dissing me, man.
No, but I'm just saying, like, to me, I'm like, yo, figure it out very quickly, especially as someone starting. Figure it out very quickly and commit.
Yeah. And just stick to the one idea. Like, because he used a steering wheel, he should have just kept to that whole thing and maybe been a bus driver to go pick him up. Or, use one hand and he could have been doing wrist rolls or the hitchhiker. Right? Like, because that's what I'm saying. And then you're going to Funky Town.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting for me? And maybe I'm thinking deeper into it, but if I'm slim and I'm wearing a worker man's outfit,
Now
why am I not like that? Because he was eating from the pot. I'm like, oh, just cook from it. Like you're already in the worker man's outfit. Maybe he didn't register, but I'm like, also what's nice is you have surroundings, and we'll see it later in some of the other battles where people start using their surroundings, right? It doesn't mean because you've got a prop that you're isolated to using this prop alone. Like one thing, you could have actually put the prop down at some point, make something with it, dance around it. Most people think, okay, because I have a prop in my hand, I must use it. It's not tied to you. You could have put it down anyway. You could have used it, like another just random idea, putting the pot up now as a light and saying, that this is a light, it's shining a spotlight on me. I could have hosted it up against the light. You could have. But I think people are so pressured to thinking, this is in my hand, I must use it. That's not the case all the time.
So you would say it's the same thing with people who are new at battling, because obviously this prop round is really kind of new for most dancers in your top 10. People who are new at battling, they think that you always got to battle in front of a guy all the time because the guy, it says battles, as opposed to standing back and just doing what you got to do and go in front to do what you got to do to the guy, but then go back and then to just show what you're about.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Not done. Okay, cool. Last and final round. That guy looks concentrated, man. Focused.
I don't
What was
think
your take on
anybody
that?
caught this.
Eh?
No one ever caught that sound in this whole battle.
Yeah.
Not once.
I think this was a round where he brought it at the end, where he just added a locking thing, just be like,
I'm a locker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually about to ask you guys, what was your take on this? The fact that
I would have liked him to use more of his locking in it, because like that thing could have been texturing it.
Okay, texture.
This is where all the dancers became contemporary dancers, huh?
Yeah. Unfortunately for Slim, he didn't he wasn't within the nature of the song. He was just throwing, and
Yes.
Genesis connected better to the music than Slim was just like, yo, going for everything. He had nice movement, but I was like, yo, bro, you in the song, two different rooms. Yeah,
You can see Jen's
Jenny's
response.
response, right? Yeah, he's like, yo, dude,
yeah.
you're just throwing here.
Again, everyone left that beat alone completely.
And it's a popular song. Like, it was one of the biggest songs. Like, yeah.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
See?
I think, yeah.
See, now, again, I have to go back to response. And I'm always more harsh on someone responding because you had time.
Yeah.
What in the 45 seconds did Slim hear in that song that made him... Because, to be honest, that wasn't a strong round from Genesis. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
That wasn't a strong round. So for me, I'm like, if I feel like I'm down at some point, this is the round where I can come back.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
But do you guys even think these guys think when they're on that floor?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, you have to.
No, I know. No, but clearly, with what you're saying, I'm just saying the fact that you guys are making a lot of sense, especially with the responsive way of answering these questions. That, yo, you have time to think about something and create something, but when you bring it out, it's not up to the standard. I really feel like they get...
Maybe it's a nerves thing, but also the thing is that also in my mind I'm like, okay, if there's no like actual drums and bass to ride, go to the cadence.
Yes.
And the cadence of the song, if you're dancing and you're hearing how the person is singing and you ahead of it, you should be like, actually no, I need to come back, and then I can dance to every syllable, and that will kind of give me the rhythm I need. And I'm like, we're gonna touch, we're gonna lock, we're gonna do a half windmill into. I'm like, why? Where does it fit? If he had done a windmill and came up on like a vocal, I was gonna be like, yeah, cool. I see how you set that up. But no, it was just like, I was like, hi, bro, you and the. It was like the most distinct thing. Like, guys, yo, let's go. You know, it's like.
Oh man,
So,
anything, Taryn, from your side?
I don't know. I just feel like you had time to lab.
Okay.
You knew what this competition was about. At home, you must dance to different types of music. So when you get to a point like this, you prepared. Whether you have a combo or no combo, but you prepared. And I feel like dancers should have known this. Because now we're in the top 10. No, you can't. Not this. Slim's round, this last round, like I was saying, he does this thing with his Afro thing. Now you're trying to go He could have done but you couldn't catch it. You caught the after it hit. You know? Now you're tatting.
Yeah.
Now you're just throwing things around. It's like you said, this was a bigger song at the time. Guys had time to lab to different music.
Yeah.
It's not like dancers don't listen to stuff, you know?
And I think it's also smart with what Sand is saying about cadence, because fine, not everyone listens to the same thing. But there is something that you can always find in a song.
Fact.
Whether this song has like 20 seconds of silence or whatever, you're catching the bad part of the song when it's not the upbeat part. We'll see that later in one of the battles.
Yeah.
You should be versed well enough to actually be like, oh, I can figure out something here. Cool. For me, like I say, response, I have 45 seconds in my mind to be like, what am I going to attack here?
Yeah.
Even if I don't know the song, what can I hear now that I can figure out? Because any song would have a loop. Yeah. Any song that you listen to would have some sort of repetitive loop. So if I'm in my 45 seconds thinking, I don't know the song, what can I learn in this 45 seconds of listening now that I can react to? Instead of thinking I must just jump and do everything I can. Because now I'm just like, bro, it's verbal vomit, if I can use a word like that. It's just like you spewing stuff out, but
it's what's it called? Dance vomit.
Yeah. It's like, okay, but whoa.
You're just doing things because hey, I don't know what to do, so let me just throw it out. Hopefully one thing will work. They can say, okay, he tried, and then I can get a point. Okay, I get what
might seem harsh, I would say if you want to listen to it, take it as notes to improve. Don't think we're saying you're whack or whatever now. If you are, then whatever. But it's a thing of, look, take what you can for next time, because this is not the only time you're going to battle. So it's lessons for the future of,
I never really thought about battles like that. Maybe I can now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
even with Slim's thing, he's not that his movement is good. It's just not well placed.
Yeah.
And he did too much. He was like he didn't have to go to do the groundwork and then tut and then lock like that in 45 seconds. That's crazy. He could have just went to tutting, you know. But it was good movement.
It was,
but
yes.
badly placed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, that was the first battle. I'm gonna go call out your names, and you guys are gonna tell me who won to lock it in. All right, so Sipo, who took that round?
Jen.
Jen. Taryn, who took that round?
Genesis.
Jen.
Genesis.
All right, so Genesis took that
You
round.
know what was interesting?
Yo.
I'll say it as a point, and I think this is where sometimes it's good to have the system that you guys have of actually having live voting. Slim won that according to the
Yeah,
crowd.
yeah.
right?
I was about to say it right
It's also
now.
interesting because then it shows we look at different things
Yes.
to an audience. Like what might have more entertainment value
Yeah.
in a Slim, for us might not register as that because we're looking at different things. So it's also nice sometimes for people to see that, okay, cool, it's never, we don't always look at things the same way.
Yeah.
We obviously understand the dance maybe a bit more and we're looking at technical things, whereas a crowd is like, yo, but this guy did a flip and he did this and it was fun. Fun to us might be like, cool, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Not hitting it.
All right, from the judges, you know how it goes, man. We keep it moving. RawStyles, baby. We're gonna go to the second battle, which is Kitoko versus Leja. Taking it right away. What were you guys expecting when you saw this lineup?
From like the top 20, I was like, okay, we got the right people. Because the thing is that the people that made top 20 like were top 10
Yeah.
and the top 20 were bringing it,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, and you know, even like with Ledger and Boza, a lot of people probably didn't expect them to come through, right?
Yeah, of
And
course.
they were serving people, and I even told people after, I'm like, hey, you said you know the style, and then that guy came and showed you up in your own music. Hey, it's problems. It's problems. Hey.
Okay, I actually wanted to ask this because she spoke about music. Do you think these guys, apart from the ones who are, I can't say OGs, but let me maybe say young OGs, which is your Skanda, which Boza, Mr. Law, and Genesis, do you think the rest of the dancers actually have a love for music? Because the way you guys broke down understanding certain things by you talking about catching cadence, textures, and all that kind of stuff to you, especially with the responsive thing you keep speaking about. You, by enjoying and actually listening to music, different music that is, hence you said people should have been labbing and dancing to different music. Do you think they would have like prepared, or should I say, done better in terms of this kind of competition? Do you think there's a love for music
I think
with these guys?
I think it's.
I know we haven't seen everybody yet,
It's
but
just it's
compared
an
from
age
last
thing.
year, eh?
Because I think it's an age thing.
Yeah.
We grew up with a lot of diverse music because we're all kind of in the same
Yes.
age group, right? So we grew up listening to different music, right? And also amongst all of us, the amount of shows and different things we've done,
Yeah.
we've kind of learned. So for some of them, they're young and they probably don't know as yet. They're still learning. But also, it's no excuse. They should have been. They had time to ask. Like, yo, this is what happened. That's the thing I always tell people. I'm like, you're gonna ask me after the comp. You had a month to just be like, hey, dog,
Exactly.
hey, what is up? Yeah.
So for me, I wouldn't say it's not a love for music because you could maybe check with some of these guys and find out that they actually listen to other stuff that we might not know, you know? So I'd say maybe it's unfair to say it's a love for music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a want to get better at stuff or to be able to predict. So for example, I can say I listen to a variety of piano music. It doesn't all sound the same. So
Yeah.
I could say I'm versed in piano music, right? That's fine. You have a verse in that, but how many piano songs do you think you're gonna get in a battle?
Yeah.
So it's almost like how are you labbing or training for a situation? Because for example, if I know, and I like to use different battle things when I explain stuff so that
Cool.
it makes sense to someone who
Facts,
might not
facts.
get it from a dance point.
Yeah.
If I'm going into war and I know that this team has arrows, right? Like arrows and spears.
in my mind, I'm like, are we building shields? Like, what are we doing? You know? So like, you always have to think like that. Like, what are you preparing for? You've done this thing twice now. You've gone through a
qualifier.
open call thing,
Yeah.
qualifier. You've gone through a top. You've seen what's happened. So in your prep, you can't say I'm still gonna listen to all the different Afro music, right? You know that that's not what's gonna be playing. So how are you preparing? Are you actually going and saying, okay, these are my opponents? Do they all have spears? Do they have shields? Do they have rocks? So now that's how I prepare. So I'm like, okay, cool. She says she does neo soul. Let me go in through the neo soul music. Let me see what the Rolodex of this music is. Maybe I'm not gonna know everything, but I'll be able to know, okay, when this type of music plays, I can do this with my style. So it's literally, it's prep. It's just prepping. Like, oh, here's my top 10. How long have you known about your opponents?
Close to 2 months now.
Right? And you've known what styles they're gonna do, right? If you've been studying, you should be able to pick out, oh, okay, let me listen to funk music just in case I get Genesis. Oh, let me listen to crump music. I don't think anyone probably knows where to find crump music, but whatever.
Yeah,
That's a
actually.
different story. But it's like
Strategy.
right? But that's the thing, it's strategy. Like, what are you prepping for? And I think with some other people, and I think we'll see that when it comes to watching some other dancers, like we'll use Boza, for example, right? When I first saw him, I've seen him before. And I always felt like he knew more than what he shows, just in terms of his approach to Skanda specifically, right? So for him, I can figure him to be like, okay, I need to prep for people. So I can watch him and be like, oh, even though you're dope in what you do, you're not oblivious to other things. Whereas some other people might be like, I'm gonna just be dope at this and then come what may. So that's not a good approach. Not really.
But you know, when it, like we're saying about the love of music, I also agree with Sipo. Maybe not about the love of music, but someone that really impressed me with music is some Case. I remember in the one round, experimental round, they played Frozen and she delivered. It was now a movie, you know. And then another round, she got rock and she killed it. You know, it was like, how do you even know the song? I don't even know the song, dude. Like, I feel like some of them do just come through, like, they want to deliver and they can give their best at that moment. It's like you're saying strategy, like you're having 45 minutes to think about what you're going to do on this thing. And I'm not against them, like, you're young, you maybe don't know music or whatever, but it's just like I was saying earlier, labbing. Different genres. You see your people in the category with you. It's like, come on. There's Kramp, there's Skanda, there's... Everyone thinks they can deliver on a Skanda track or on a home track or whatever, and it's like, can you deliver your style on that track?
I'm going to talk about that later.
Don't come with that person's style and want to do their style, like what we saw with Genesis and Slim now. You know what I mean? Lab your style on their music. That's what I think is the biggest problem here.
What, you wanted to add something to that?
When the battle comes, I'll stop.
When the battle comes. Okay, cool.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Let's get it. All right. Kitoko versus Leja. For a little
energy,
kid,
energy
you know what
on
I'm
this
saying?
kid is insane.
Bro.
And it was crazy because they like
Just like
contrast
only
each other.
17 years
Big
old.
time,
Yeah,
huh?
he's like fiery and she's like water.
Just,
and flow.
Yes. Yes.
Dog.
Yeah. But I like his attack when he.
Nowhere.
What was that?
He took that in different. I thought it was gonna just like suicide, and he just went like halfway or something.
I think his combos, like his kill off combos, he's got like great signatures.
Yeah.
It's like what we were speaking about. Although the song is so like it's out there, her intent is still precise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
and I
got
think,
very good movement quality.
Yeah, I think from an audience watching this, you might get bored watching her thinking she's not bringing the right energy.
Yeah.
But like from maybe a judge's point of view, we can hear like she's actually very musical on this.
Very.
I like the way she moves though.
Yeah.
She moves like smooth and soft and
Yeah.
intent. What Paku said
Yeah,
earlier.
intent, bro, yeah.
And then she does the grooves of like,
Yeah.
I can do your thing too, like
the underlying groove.
Yes.
But personally, I won't lie, because I like to judge round by round sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we
I
pause?
think no, you don't have to. I think the energy that Ledger brought in this round, I don't think she matched it.
Yeah,
and,
she
and
didn't.
She maybe didn't have to do it in that, but I feel like
I
enjoyed,
did give him the round.
Yeah, I enjoyed Ledger's round more.
He couldn't get out of this.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I noticed. I was like,
Yeah, this is a
and then
weird
he kept on
moment for
going
me.
back, and I was like,
This
just
is weird for me.
move. Yeah.
Here's the thing about the hand that I was saying.
Yeah.
Could it have been Vogue? What is he doing? He looks like he's old
Oh,
waving
is
here.
this the round you were
Yeah.
talking
And
about?
I was like, okay. Ledger's trying to clown her. Do
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I would have liked to see like him do something in that position.
Yeah, I think the song chowed him though.
Yeah,
I'll be
the
honest.
song, the song child.
The song defeated.
He had
I
a
like
little
that one.
moment.
Yeah,
That was yeah.
Which he
And that's-
caught the
Yeah.
right time.
Time,
or
yeah.
I
timing.
think if he played more with that idea, he could have
Yeah.
done well. But to me, I'm just like, the song.
So what would you say to people who are attempting? They shouldn't attempt, or should they just like, because you can see he was chanting.
Yeah, he was.
See, she replied early.
Yes.
Very-
She was like, "Yeah, here you go. There's that thing you did. Now let's get down to the business."
So here, I really do like the fact that her understanding of whacking
Yeah.
Yes.
is cool because it's not necessarily fast arms. Because sometimes
Yeah.
people get
Yeah.
confused into thinking because I'm whacking, I need to. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's still like very smooth with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
This did irritate me though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want if you're gonna be responding
Yeah.
or trying to clown someone, don't be in the actual round.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. This was smooth. Yeah.
She killed her own round though. She definitely killed her own round. But I think in terms of Ledger's quite young. He's only 17.
Yeah.
And I think for him, this is a major battle. Like
Yeah.
RawStyles
He's only
is his first
17.
thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, he said yes. He did
This
say
is
in
his first
interview.
real thing. And I think, like, when we're saying chanting, he is really just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
he's only learning hip hop now, actually.
Oh.
Wow.
Literally the basics of hip hop.
I don't know what he was trying to do here.
Yeah. Also, I didn't know.
That
I-
move devastated him. And I
And
think
then
that's
getting it
where
off,
Stuck, yeah.
like wasted time. Yeah. There's the same thing. I was like, I should have
this
just.
prop annihilated Ledger. He couldn't.
Yeah, I
He
don't,
took
I don't
off his
think he had
jacket,
an
he put
idea
this
at
thing
all.
on.
No.
It was a mess.
And it's
shape.
like all twisted.
It was like he could feel he was drowning. You know that feeling? Oh, shame.
And he's wearing
Ironically.
the swim vest.
And the vest didn't save him.
Yeah.
boy.
Save him.
Yeah. And when the people say, swim,
Swim,
Baba,
yeah.
swim.
They trying to help.
Would you
This is
say he
when
should
they're
go
telling
into
him,
contempt?
swim. Swim, dog, swim. Hey, there you go.
They're trying to say. They're trying to say. They can't really help. They really helped
Help
him.
him out there.
That was,
The crowd really
that was a
did.
failure of a prop, right?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
like props gone wrong.
Yeah.
Props
Whereas in
gone
the
wrong.
first battle, you can say they didn't use the prop to the best ability.
Yeah.
Here, they just did not know.
Yeah.
Or he did not know what to do with it at all.
I won't lie, it's a hard prop though. It's a hard prop.
Ish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
was like,
also
hey,
tried.
it's tiny,
Hey,
don't
yeah,
reach.
yeah.
But she
She
played
played out of it. She did play out of it.
Yeah,
And
she
was
kept
like,
going.
I know I can't get it
Yeah.
right, so let me not
Yeah.
even try get lost in it.
I like this.
Yeah, like, and then she kept on playing of like she was checking what it was. Yeah, you could see she was still figuring it out and like, what is it?
That's literally that definition of crash to create.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Crash to create.
in that same concept.
But
And
one
see, and then
thing,
this was dope with the way she put it on.
Yeah.
And watch this change. This
Oh,
change
yeah.
hit me. Like as she got it on, she did this whole thing, and then she's like,
Boom and
confidence.
then swoop. and the walk.
And then, and then I was like, alright, cool. Alright, good. And then I was like, yeah.
But there is one thing I respect about Kitoko though. She is true to her style. She understands her body. She
Yeah.
understands
Yes.
her movement. She knows
Yeah.
what she's gonna do. You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
See now,
this is my
Yeah.
thing.
this is
Even
the
in
issue.
your music, this is my thing. And she nails it. You know what I mean?
And
You
I
know about
think
it?
at the end there, she did like this like backstroke thing. I think that was kind
Yeah,
of
the
her
reply
reply
to-
to the
The
swim
swimming.
thing.
To swimming,
Yeah, I was like, okay, cool. That was
You're
dope.
about to say
That-
something.
that's what I was saying, like that thing of being in someone's round. You see, they
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
clash there.
Yeah.
Like that's the dangers of actually dancing in someone's round. Where it's like, this is, you have to respect
Yes.
space.
Yeah.
Right. So if I've given you the platform to use the floor, allow me that same thing. Yes, it's still a battle, but
Yeah.
you've had your opportunity.
Yeah.
Give me mine. And maybe from not battling a lot, he might not get that.
Yeah.
Which is not. It's not a dampener on him. It's just for future things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
actually, like it is a respectful thing. As much as people can say we're here battling to win money,
Yeah.
there's still a form of respect on the floor that we should have
Yeah.
for each other. And maybe we don't register it all the time, but it's like, you've had your 45 seconds. If you are going to be trying to throw me off, don't do it in my space.
Yeah.
I can understand if you're doing it like on the edge of the floor, because then you're not on the floor. But if
Yeah.
you're on the floor actively dancing,
Yeah.
bro, you had your time.
Yeah, true.
Can I jump in there? When I actually saw this round happen, I'm thinking that in the future, if people is coming back while someone else is performing, it's -2 points.
Ooh, that'll be
Yeah.
nice.
And it should be stated like in the
Yeah.
beginning, yeah.
You can do stuff here,
Yeah.
but like he went right into his space. and
Yeah.
back. That's like, UFC, if you do something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was my thinking. Like,
Yeah.
what you guys think about that? But it's like,
No, I think you,
on the back when someone else is performing, like
Yeah.
-2 points. Like, boom.
with
Yeah.
the way he explained it, I think it's truly fair. I mean, it's really what, I can't say b-boy culture, but that's where I learned it from b-boying. Like, yo, dude, you can be in my space, but you be there. Don't be here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to
We
say?
should tell them, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
say it to the dance, like, guys, like, actually say it to be like, note.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that
Cool.
when we do start taking away points, it's not out of nowhere. It's
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Last round, experimental round.
This was the a cappella round.
The a cappella
with the
round, yeah.
MJ a cappella. Yeah. No, you know it's true. This thing tells you where the beat is, but no one is like,
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's they were not. I can't say they. Some people last night didn't listen. They came to throw.
Yeah.
It's like they came with a state of mind of the fact that I'm gonna battle, so I'm gonna throw.
she had a nice flow to it. Because it's within kind of her realm. Without the beat, it's very soulful and
Okay, so this is what I think I was talking about. Not necessarily what Ledger was doing, but of understanding your style and being able to make pockets of music,
yeah.
right? If I'm a person doing skanda or whatever, and I know my footwork maybe might not work, I'm creating patterns of music within this, right?
Yeah.
So if you can hear rock my world, I can still be so I can still find
Yeah.
places to use what I'm good
Yeah.
at.
With what you said, I always used to feel that some dancers, hip hop dancers, should have learned tap before anything, because tap teaches you to
Yeah.
to make sounds. So whenever you listen to sound waves and stuff, you can make up sounds in your head to blend in with the music.
Yeah, but even like just hip hop basics have rhythm. So if you're doing a Reebok, my life has never been the
Ah.
same.
Dun, 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 dun.
Simple.
See there Kitoko goes into
Yeah.
a little MJ moment there, but in a feminine way.
And you see, she's got that.
Yes.
There's this thing like she like hits
You know
soft.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, but how
Yeah.
the whoop. Yeah.
yeah. Very good.
All right, so
round.
that's the round, guys. That's the round. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
Kitoko,
gonna go
man.
straight into it.
Kitoko.
Okay, Kitoko.
Kitoko.
Kitoko. All right, Kitoko took that round. Okay, let's get it. Going straight into the third battle. This is Jawline versus Boza, man. Let's get it. Boom, 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 boom. Do outfits like matter to you guys? Do you think with the judging, or should I say the style of the genre they want to do you think the outfits make a difference or what?
Only if it hampers your movement, I think.
And if it helps your movement?
Hampers.
Hampers, okay.
I don't know. For me, I come from a crew where we were like, outfit is the biggest thing, first of all.
Okay.
That makes like with Slim Wang, he had a worker's outfit on, the pot situation,
Yeah.
everything counts for something. So, but I guess in the sense, it doesn't really matter what you have on. I'm not judging you, but I think if you come with the look, it adds to the whole
see you.
thing. Yeah.
For me, I always feel like, you know what, if you feel a certain way, dress that way, so whatever you're going to do feeling that way looks the part, you know what I mean?
So, my thing, when I said a thing about Jordan wasn't dancing his best, he was doing cool stuff, but there was just, sometimes his pockets would be off. And I feel like he just wasn't sitting, especially because he said old school R&B, and this was an old school R&B track. And I felt like he was leaning more to popping.
Okay.
Right? Because when he said old school R&B, I was thinking more hip hop, wasn't it? Yeah.
You go, Boza.
Was coming with the South Dallas swag
Yeah.
and attempted.
But the way he sat on the beat.
He had it.
That his full stops are stops, bro.
But this is what I say, being able to adapt your style. Like, Boza was still finding ways, and look, he's actually doing
I see.
some old school moves.
The wop, that was the wop.
Yeah.
Hear that? That was.
He's also a person that's musical.
See, this is what Sam
Okay,
was
I
talking
see you.
about in terms
Okay.
of finding the grooves for the song, because it's more probably his era of music.
I see you.
And there he goes with the how can I forget this move?
Here's the thing. He was doing Skanda, right?
Yeah.
But if you looked at him, you'd think he was a very old school hip hop head. Like if you watch old school hip hop heads.
Skinny
they dance
boy,
exactly
dog.
like, yeah.
Skinny boy, yes.
Skinny boy.
This is what I was talking about.
You can do hip hop on house, hip hop, gom, you can do it.
So this
I'm a
is-
piano, you can dance hip hop on that stuff.
So this is where I say, like, I was saying there was a battle where I was saying taking and imitating a style, but
Yes.
not being able to actually
Yes.
get the best out of it. I'm like, okay.
Old school hip hop would have gone with this music.
But I'm also like, you're not showcasing the best of this. It's cool that you can do it, but I'm like,
Yes.
is this at a high level to say that this
Because
is
he's
my
gonna
round?
come with his skanda and then you're gonna be annihilated and then what?
So would you say he had cool moments or whatever the case may be? Because I mean, the
Sensationalism.
crowd was
He-
just
he
being
went
good.
No,
Stuff
can
that
I
he
say?
He went for
Sorry to
stuff
jump
that
in
he
your
knew.
mouth.
Yeah?
He is a crowd favorite.
Oh, he's a crowd favorite.
He is a crowd favorite,
Okay.
and we know this because of the people cheering for him always. But I also agree with Sipo. He didn't come full on.
You see
And-
now, where you can see he's sitting so comfortably in this now.
Using
the space.
Using the environment. That's what you said earlier. But Boza is that guy.
Yeah.
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 Make it back. So that was the only thing that edged us round for me. I was like, why would you take that risk and not make it? But he's just been sitting better in the music.
He's musical though. He's so all the music. He always wants to deliver. He's like, I'm gonna do it.
Well, he does say Skanda is more creative,
Oh yeah,
a creative way of just doing things as opposed to anything else.
yeah. Hey, hey.
And it just so happens that Pansula is what they follow in their creativeness.
Oh yeah.
All right, moving to the prop round. Then they got a case. So wait, before we start, just pause here. Let's just pause here. When you found out that they're gonna get a suitcase to do this, what came to mind? What was the first thing you thought they were gonna use it for?
Well, I wasn't thinking in that sense.
Not at all?
Not at the moment, no.
You, Sarah?
I don't know. I was thinking work vibes, but in my mind, I was also thinking this is advantage for Boza because Pansula dancers, they're usually using props. They're using crates, they're using tires. Last time I seen Boza, they used a spade even. Someone was even dancing on a spade. So I was like, Boza could potentially win this round because a prop is not a matter for him.
And you? I'd rather not say it.
This is your
Sam has used the box before. He's used the...
Yeah.
Upset me.
Yeah.
Because I put out the footage.
Yeah.
The footage is out.
It's there.
Eh? I wouldn't mind. I'm like, oh yeah,
1 million
that's what
views,
you did
bro.
with the idea that I put. You know, and I was like, it's a suitcase. I've showed you, do this. It's easy. And then,
Yeah,
Let's-
sorry.
Alright, cool. Let's see, man. Let's see how it's gonna go.
Oh, Jordan was going to work here or what?
Are we about to find out now?
Yo, my song.
Ooh, when they played this, I was like, yo, man, you're taking me back to high school, bro.
Yo. Okay, I was in primary school.
See, I'm liking the idea so far.
yeah.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Shosenon is screaming in his head right about now.
See, now, all of a sudden,
it's
all of a sudden,
The idea switched.
all of a
It
sudden.
didn't make
This
sense.
is where I say, like, have one consistent plan of what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You started off so well with the whole story of I'm not always there when you call, going with the song, going with
Is
like
he an
I'm
assassin?
try-
He's got his job. He's an
You see,
assassin.
like you started
Oh, could that be?
with no,
No, okay.
no. She's trying to save him. No. At no point does a it's not Desperado.
Yeah.
Desperado.
You see this where he used the prop at every point, like. He used it like a Pansula dancer. Pansula dancers use props like this.
He tried to
Sina.
fix one thing.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah.
Talking about fixed point, while you're watching this, what is a technique that one should remember or know about fixed
You need
point?
to isolate your wrist.
You need to isolate your
Yeah.
wrist.
People, it's not the object, it's your wrist.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There you have it. Isolate your wrists if you want to do fixed point.
Yeah, isolate whichever part that you're trying to actually showcase, because
it's pinned. Whatever it is, it needs to stay pinned.
Yeah.
So everything around it needs to move on like a gyro. Yeah.
Went to the lever.
see, so this is the thing. For me, Boza maybe didn't have a concept of
Yeah.
let me use the box as something. He was just like, I'm going to use this in many different ways. So he wasn't trying to tell a story. He was just like, I'm going to show you different ways of how you can use an object that looks like this, which I like because I'm like, you're not trying to make a story, you know?
So would you say that in future?
Second prop round.
for some reason, yeah.
Yes.
I
For
was
some
like,
reason.
You use this better than the bag.
Yes.
That's what I saw. I was like, okay, another prop round. Here we go. And
So
he's
would you
doing-
say these dancers should know when it comes to a prop round which two directions to go, to either be tell a story or just be creative with clarity, or how would you clarify that?
That's up to you, man.
Okay.
There's many different ways to skin a cat. So I don't think it's to say, it's just figure out like, hey, if I don't have a concept for this, let me just figure out the best way to use this. Wasn't a fan of that round though.
Yeah. I also,
The
it
song,
felt like
though.
dance moment.
Yeah.
And Jordan's run felt like dance moment. And I think people didn't connect with
They
what.
didn't get
No,
this.
because for me, I think
I was
being
like, this is Shaka Zulu.
being like my mom is Zulu, my dad's Xhosa, right? So for me, understanding traditional dance, like to do like uyagida now, you know, like stuff like that might not relate to a younger audience, but especially with the song that's playing, I'm like, you're actually in the song. And for me, I'm like, you're delivering what the song
I
needs.
love it.
Whereas maybe, like what we said about Jordan, it might be dance vomit. Whereas here, I'm like, no, he's actually doing the dances from that time. And I know audience might not catch it, so they might not be entertained. But for me, I'm like, this is deeper. Like, this is really, really dope for me. Like,
I
this
went
stood out for me.
cultural, you know? Deep, like. And still adding his
still
pansula.
Sanda,
Ne? Yeah. You killed
All right.
it.
Just like
Cool.
Yeah.
No doubt. So we know what we got to do. Sipo,
I gave Boza this battle.
Boza,
I also gave Boza.
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 All right. So Boza gets the points. So you know how it goes. If it's a straight flush,
Yeah.
you get 4 points.
And Jordan won this by crowd favorite, ne?
Okay?
Yeah, Jordan won the crowd.
Yeah, he
Like,
won.
Yeah.
Jordan won the crowd.
That's what I say, like looking at different things.
Crowd favorite. He is a.
Point on strategy. Jolan thought he was clever about R&B.
Yeah.
His daddy's style, does he even know that stuff?
Yeah, he does.
No, not really. Because if you think about it, if in that round, Bozo was the guy bringing all the old school moves. He did the WAP, he did the Steve Martin. And I was like,
actually.
okay, you're the old school guy. You should have
Yeah.
introduced him. But it took the, and it's the same thing that happened in top 20. I'm like, yo, how the Matsula guys bringing the hip hop foundation?
Was
the
that
hip hop
even-
dancers
is
or
that-
not? Yeah.
Even
No, what you
when
call it? What you call it?
Nights at Bernie.
Yes, Night to Bernie. Yes.
Come on.
So, do you think that Jolan needs to change his style next round? Because it's actually going to go.
Yeah, I think he should just say he's doing. He should just say he's encompassing hip hop, or he should say he should stick to popping. I think popping will do well because he likes getting like the double hits and the vibrates. He should just go to popping.
I'm not saying anything to him. I'm just saying that.
I think, to be honest, I'll say it like this. I think maybe he chose the style based on the music choices that he was going to get. But I'm like, in that, do you know the music that you're going to get? Because you need to think about this, right? Making anything time relative or period relative is different for everybody, right? For me, who's 34 years old school is a very different idea to what he may think is old school. For him, old school might be 2000s. I'm gonna play a track from 99, like, or from early 90s. You won't know it, or a DJ might not know it, and the DJ is dictating it. You said R&B, old school R&B.
Yeah.
My old school is 1990. Exactly. So for him, it might be 2000s.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe he's choosing that based on, okay, I can adapt to that music, whatever it might be, but you might not be able to, because when a song played, you couldn't vibe to it the same way that someone older than you did in your own round. So it's like tricky.
You need a mic, bro. Yeah, you need a mic. I think it's nice to go offset. But anyway, it's what it is. All right, cool. So Boza took that round. So we're gonna go into the second round. Well, obviously you all know that Kingsley and Nick are not here. Nick went overseas and Kingsley couldn't make it, so they lost points. How do you guys feel about that?
Look, I think obviously schedules for dancers is very tricky, right? We all make commitments to different things, so I think it's sometimes it has to be like, how bad do you want something, and are you willing to sacrifice for something? And sure, I can't dictate for someone what that means, right?
Yeah.
Certain opportunities might be greater than others, so I'm not going to hold it against someone. It's just, if you've committed to this and you're losing points, how sure are you that you can gain those points back? Because, for example, you have a crowd thing. You've lost that now. There's no crowd anything. You don't have a review for us to maybe give you a chance for anything now. So it's just like, it's a hard way to get back. And will you be here for the next one?
Yo, that's a yeah. You can ask that question. Yeah.
Yeah,
With
I'm
that
a
being-
bit,
yeah, you wanna add
I'm
something, sir?
disappointed. I was kind of looking forward to that. Both of them, I kind of like both of them. I think they're strong dancers, and I mean that battle would have been powerful.
Yes, yeah. Nick versus
Yeah.
Kingsley.
Because they are kind of like the dancers that other dancers are looking at, like,
Yeah.
So yeah, but disappointed.
You?
I just want to see how they come back. You make these decisions when you come back, because now you have to go for like 4 straight wins or how many wins it is. Like now you have to win.
Yeah.
And
The
I
whole
hope,
time, yeah.
I hope they're gonna bring that fire and maybe see what they missed and see what they can do. If you especially if you're gonna miss something, you're like, okay, when I have to come back, I have to make sure I'm on it. So let me come back, do my research, find out. But let's see how it goes.
So with that being said, talking about things being missed, how do you think the battles would have gone with KC versus Kingsley, or KC versus Kingsley, Mr. Law versus Nick or Nick versus Kingsley?
That's hard to say, man. I think obviously maybe going in you have certain expectations, but for me, I hate to predict something because I'm like, yo, song-wise, yeah, sure, Kingsley can usually adapt to certain things, but that doesn't mean Casey can't. And maybe she has been training because she knew who her opponent was, so she could have been figuring out weaknesses. Like he could have been also trying to figure out stuff. So it's hard to go in and say, yeah, I think this person should win. Because yeah, you can have that in the back of your mind, but once you're on the floor, I'm judging exactly what I'm seeing right now in this moment. So I can't go in there with a predetermined idea, you know?
Anybody, you guys all agree with that?
Yeah.
I really agree with what you're saying because some judges do that. They go into certain spaces judging off of what they want to see. And if they don't see what they want to see, you do badly. Or should I say they don't like put you through. They don't judge you off of what you're doing. They judge you off of what they know what they know you can do. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's really good, man. So we're keeping it raw out here, man. RawStyles, baby. We got the right panels up in here. You hearing those answers, man? We can't predict. What you show on the floor is what you get judged on. All right, let's get it. Okay, cool. We're going straight into the second round, and it's master versus student. So I'm going to come to you, Taryn. How did that feel for you?
Wow, it was intense. I won't lie. When I saw that, I was like, shame. Shame. For both of them, because they're both good, and it's like, this is what I was saying, like, you'll see the master, Boza, and then you see the student, and it's like you almost forget about the master, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Then you see the student, then you almost forget, and it's just like, it's back and forth, and it's the same style, because Boza literally took Ledger in like a child and was like, come, let's go. So, I'm even getting goosebumps on my face.
Oh, shame. Okay, cool. Let's get into it. Round one.
Oh yeah, and there was a lot of hesitation in the beginning of this. You had to spin,
Big time. I must say, I was quite surprised with Ledger, in the sense that, look at that, same, shame, man. I was like, I was surprised at the fact that, okay, I respect you as my master, I respect you as my OG, but man, this is a battle, man. I'm not gonna start. I ain't starting, bro. We are spinning, and that's the only battle we spin the bottle.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's because also the music didn't decide, because they both
Yes, they're both the same.
So now it's like,
it's actually a good fact.
Yeah.
But I won't lie, I never expected Ledger to make it this far in the competition though.
Oh yeah?
Because it's his first time in a serious battle or battle environment. And then also, okay, Boza, like I was saying earlier, is musical. But I never really thought, because we always have this thing about Pansula dancers. They only belong there, and we can't think that they can come into a space like this. So I was really impressed with both of them. And for being true to their style and also trying other things, new things, exploring, Especially for Ledger. Ledger's been exploring since we've seen him.
Yes. So. And to think that with my interview with him, he said that he was afraid in the qualifiers because he saw that Yaya was there and Jaden was there. And he's like, man, those are the guys that are you know what I'm saying? But he was like, I'm so grateful that, they're not here, but then again, we understand because of the age thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the fact that he said what he said kind of shows that he knows his competition and he knows what's he's around.
Disappointing. As Pansulas, I think we've seen the level of hat tricks that these guys have.
It didn't go
and I really feel like all Boza's tricks didn't come off.
Yeah.
It just ended up just being throwing the hat around.
Do you think he was focused on that and it just didn't happen?
I can't speak to that, but
I don't know.
it just didn't work from what I saw. And I felt like Ledger came in with the right. He almost went away from his Pansula to almost a bit of a piano groove that worked for the song.
Yes.
So for me, I was like, as a response, this is what I mean when I say a response. Like I felt like Ledger responded like, I'm gonna do what you did, big bro, but on another level.
But this is what I'm saying. You see Boza, then when Leisure comes, you forget what Boza did.
Exactly.
It's like, this kid is going, he's giving the fire, and his energy doesn't drop. He goes, he gives the music what the music, you know?
He really brought it to his face. Oh, I didn't see that.
See that last night?
Oh,
But then look at the response.
I did not see that last night.
See, he kept it going. Yeah.
Oh,
That's call and response. That's the idea of when you say battle is interaction.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop at one round.
Yeah.
nah. Okay. He caught it and then it
This
dropped.
part, Oleja's looking at Boza like, I know this thing of you.
Oh,
You know this part? He's
is
like,
it?
wow, you know?
Iskanda Keles.
I don't know about that. I don't know, but and his response, Leja's response to that also. Come and show you.
Yeah.
Perfect response.
Scorpion, yeah.
Yeah, see. That's now he's got energy for days.
Yo,
That move that looked like it was about a b-boy, man. I wonder if was he a bone breaker before anything, or is it just something that he finds?
No, it's in Pantula. There's a, yeah.
and he's double jointed, that's why he can.
He's really nice.
Yeah, that was
Yes, like.
Signature.
All right, we're gonna go straight into the prop round. What did I get?
The Rubik's Cube.
Yes, yes, Rubik's Cube.
Nerves broke that.
People just goes. Jaden, future presenter. No, I'm not gonna lie. As he started, the idea he started doing, like,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's what I would have done with a
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube.
I like, yeah, every time he twists it,
Yes,
it triggers
you
something.
know what I'm saying? Yes.
You see, like every time it twists, like it
Yes.
triggers something. I really like.
It's like he's
Again,
robot
this
being
happened.
controlled
Yeah,
by
and
the-
then it just
This
took
happened.
him.
Yeah, I don't know how he twisted it. Yeah. But he still tried to keep it going, but now the pieces kept on coming off. And that's what distracted him.
Yeah. Because I think that these guys think we're
But he
using a
caught
prop.
that on beat. That was crazy.
Yeah.
When he does it, ooh. But he kept it going. That's the one thing.
Hey. Should have just thrown it up. Creativity.
Unfortunately for Leja, now he's got a broken Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Confetti.
He responds all the time.
Then it's just like, I'm gonna break it even more. Look,
I feel like, unfortunately, because it was broken, it just didn't work for him.
Yeah.
He didn't connect with the prop.
But he turned the prop into confetti afterwards.
yeah, he just kept popping it up.
Yes.
That's why this round is going to change, man. Prop round is going to change. You can tell he really pays attention.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're going to go straight into the fourth and final round.
Yeah, I didn't care for that though, wasn't I? I
Yeah.
didn't care for that.
It's an all round.
Yeah,
I I think because I rocked with Boz's concert.
Yeah.
I just was like,
Yeah.
What song did they get?
Oh, it was like that. There was like a Kwasa thing to it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Because he went from Skanda and then he hit perfectly on that beat. Yeah. Yeah.
Now you can really see his movement maturity, or should I say, understanding of music and sound.
Yeah.
Because he just like shapes into what
Yeah.
the genre of music that's being played, although he does skanda.
And even the way he came off on that thing was so nice on the beat. Yeah.
Nah, this guy's a
Yeah. He's got a lot of
he's yeah, he actually does. This guy kind of looks like he's what you call this? Sailing under the radar? What is that? What is that called?
Yeah. He's like, yeah. I feel like he was lost here. He didn't know what to do with the song. Legend was just like, I don't know.
So experience took over. You can even see with the lady dancing in the back how this guy is just having dance vomit. She's jamming, listening to the song, and he's just going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always say, like, I wonder if it's, no doubt we all battled.
Yeah.
And one of the first things I was taught when I used to battle my friends, I always said to myself, Paku, just calm your nerves and just listen. The music will guide you. Yes, you are in a battle, but let the music guide you and grow from that. You know what I mean? And from what we've been seeing here, some people just have battle in their minds, being strong, just give.
Yeah.
Which turns into dance vomit, obviously.
So
So,
for that battle result,
I
gave it to Boza.
All right, cool. You go. You gave that round two?
I gave it to Boza.
Boza.
Ledger.
You gave it to Ledger?
Yep.
All right.
So I'll explain. So for me, I like to judge round by round, right?
Yes.
So I might have had Ledger up 2-0.
Oh, yeah.
And then for me, third round was almost like null and void. And then the last round I gave it to Boza. So as an overall, it was a close one, but I gave it to Ledger.
Aye. All right. Now we have Case versus Slim Wang.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing popping. I would like to ask, what's his name? Slim, to find out how you prep for Case. Because she's such a dancer you never know where she's gonna go.
Yeah. This was actually a very strong round from Slim.
Yeah, I felt like he was way more comfortable here than in his first battle.
Yeah.
It's probably because he's like, it's case, I can
Oh, you
battle,
think so?
I can
You
kill
think
her.
so?
Yeah. Compared to when he was battling Genesis, he had that little bit of fear to say, might be tough. But this is case, so I can,
Okay. Definitely right. He really has good movement.
Yeah. And that was a
Even
good
just
round.
the way he actually used the space, like he wasn't just vertical in approach. It was like, let me go here, let me go there.
I think this is where she got the bridge of the song.
Yeah.
So this is the thing of like when you get different parts of music, like how do you adapt?
Yeah.
And she actually did really well.
Yeah.
Where's that girl? Yes.
And even as far as dynamics, usually she tends to overdo it, but she chose perfect and she got up, and then she just kept on going.
So I always have that issue with people when you're going to the floor.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing whilst you're on the floor?
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to roll around and get dirty, but
Yeah.
it's like, what are you bringing when you're on the floor? Is it the
Yeah.
same as you would bring if you were standing up?
Yeah.
So I like the fact that she didn't commit
Yeah.
to staying
This
on
is
the floor
where
the
she
whole
brought
time.
it home.
Yeah.
When she started doing the Wu-Tang and then she get
yeah.
into these grooves. And she didn't even get that drop. It
Yeah.
was like,
I'm waiting for that.
but that reply was solid
Yes.
though. That was a solid reply.
All right, round 2. Hip hop track.
Hey, yeah. Yo. Hey.
Hey. It's weird, man. You would think someone like this would know the song.
Why?
It's a popular track. It's
Wait, this is not
I'm
popular
talking
now.
about battles. In battles, when is this song not used in a battle?
Yeah, but we can't think of it like that.
Yeah, you got a point.
Like, I get why we know the song very well. We all watch Step Up 2
Yeah,
and whatever,
true.
but
Yeah.
we know Ludacris. These kids might not.
Yeah.
Not the way we think.
He's got nice flexing movement. Yeah. But also the thing is that he sometimes just leaves certain things too early, goes on to the next thing. It's the burden of knowing too
Can't
much.
see his
Yeah.
The
movements
burden.
enough.
Oh, I like that. The burden of knowing too much. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, props.
She followed in the brother's footsteps.
Prop vibes.
That's a nice shot. Get everybody recording there.
Hey, that was fire.
Yeah.
I won't
You know
lie.
what's fire about her
Super
prop?
this
Yeah.
put your
Hey,
face.
baby,
makes
I've
sense.
got the potion. She's
Yeah.
drinking the
Yeah.
potion.
Oh,
Take a
yeah.
sip of dick. She killed this.
She killed this round, eh?
Yeah, even the way she caught certain music, I was like, yo.
But that's what I was saying about Case earlier. She
Yeah.
knows music. She
Yeah.
can different genres. She goes in with her style. This
Yeah.
is the way she moves.
But
And
you
then
see,
she
this
goes
is
to-
where I'd say you see someone. She said she was hip hop, and she made sure to throw in
Oh, yeah.
elements.
show us.
Yeah.
So even if we switch the music
music.
off, we're like, oh, that's a hip hop dancer.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again,
Very
the second
strong
time
round.
she came through a solid round,
That was a
beginning
very
to
strong
finish.
round.
Yeah. Right, both. So that's 2 already.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
Oh, we get into a prop round. Yo, she looks done, bro.
Shame, yeah.
So one of the guys were watching the battle in the top 20s,
Yeah.
and somebody screen grabbed her versing, I think, Viper Gun or something. And somebody thought that was a big bird because she has a way of just sitting on the floor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Prop round.
Somebody's such a big
Yeah.
bird. But anyway, they got the boom. Okay, I expected like a
Yeah.
lot from the boom, but I'm going to talk about it later. Ew.
See, I actually like Slim's round.
Yeah, Slim was very nice. He danced it really well. Yeah, I liked it. It was vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always has this master karate kind of feel to everything it was doing.
Yeah. This round, he went
This
in.
was a very strong Slim
yeah.
round for me.
Yeah. He wasn't playing here.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
look
see,
at him
went
making
into the
use of
vocal
this.
vibes. Yeah, went into the vocal vibes.
He actually listened. Ooh,
Spots.
sweeping him off.
Yeah, the fumbles in this round is what threw this round
Yeah,
off.
no.
I like what she tried to do is throw in the move of the song. This was dope. But then she didn't carry on with the idea.
And this is my thing. I'm like, okay, you,
Yeah.
from what we've seen, you love anime and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and you just brought out a sword, you unsheathed it. What did you do with it?
Yeah, true. The idea ended too early. Yeah.
Like you say, clarity.
Yeah. And it wasn't as solid. It wasn't a solid dance round like Slim's. Slim one was like danced really well. She got stuck at points. She dropped it.
You got it, which will obviously explain why she threw that the broom the way she did when her run was done.
Yeah.
See, I'm like,
See, she just threw the.
That round didn't work.
it
That
could have
Slim
been
was-
something, but it wasn't in the end for me.
That was definitely Slim's round.
Yeah, another prop round.
Yeah, this was what I was also like, bro.
You could have done this with the broom.
But
now
he
you-
had a good prop round, but I'm saying what he did now, I was like, this is crazy, bro.
This is
'cause that's
dope.
what I was thinking about. I'm like, yo,
Fake prop.
Yeah.
Dope.
That's also really dope because it's like I didn't get a chance to respond to your broom round.
Oh, now
Somebody
you just-
responded my experimental round.
good way to look at it.
Hey, he was doing some nice finger tats and
Homie.
stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. Even this was a very good round.
It's like he became a different dancer in this battle in comparison to the
Yeah,
first
the
one.
first
Yes.
one, yeah.
Do you think maybe he grew his confidence, the fact that he battled?
I think maybe he just had to get through it. But you see, the problem with him is that he moves through stuff too fast. He just went afro, locking, tutting.
Dance vomit.
Yeah. For someone, like I said, everyone became contemporary dancers, but for some reason it worked. I think it worked for her because her intention and feeling was really with the song, right? Because she is like that flowery wild child type person. So even the way she danced, she was like, "Yo, I'm giving you feeling," and I just liked the way she was moving on this.
Ooh.
And I feel like she felt it more, like from a feeling and intention thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't remember anything, bro.
I disagree.
You disagree? It's not
You're allowed to.
Yeah,
You're allowed to. That's what it's about. All right, so that was the battle with Case versus Slim. All right, Sand one.
Case.
Case.
Slim way.
Slim way.
So I'll say again.
Yeah.
I actually had it 2-2. But in my mind, I always like if I have like an even split, I think of the round that you won. Was that round stronger than the round that she won?
Oh.
So that's like for me it'd almost be like an edge. It's not like clear.
Okay. Cool. That's what it is. Moving on to the next battle, which is Kitoko versus Janice. And why did you guys go? Wait, pause that.
I think why we all had that same thing is it's two dancers on a good caliber, right?
Yeah.
So you know you're gonna get a tough decision here. Like you're actually now you're being very analytical now because now it's just like okay, I know both of you are actually really strong. So now let's actually pick apart things now. This might not be a crowd could enjoy this battle. For us, it might be really like I'm thinking now, you know, because it's not obvious. It's not like we don't know. But just looking at it, you're like,
no, you're talking about from yesterday.
yeah, it's like I
obviously.
have to think now.
Yeah.
I actually have to really like, okay, now we're getting to the minute little details of stuff now.
All right. Does he speak for both of you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's get it.
Just from my point of view, I think besides Boza, these two are the most intentional
Yeah.
in this competition.
Yeah.
Because you should have seen when Genesis, when you asked Genesis about his battle versus control. So when Paco asked Genesis about his battle, she stood up and walked here, and she was like so focused.
Yeah.
I've got like my
He's
eyes
good. He's good, by
on her face. And then I even filmed her because bro, she was like I could see in her vibe. She's like, I'm coming for you.
I think that's really dope because sometimes like the ones that aren't as outspoken, you can still see there's some element of them that has pride to be like, okay, I've heard you talking, and I know I'm battling this, so let me see what you're saying about me. Like that's actually really dope to know that she has that side to her of like all dancers. I believe like to be really good, you have to have some level of arrogance, not bad arrogance,
you have to.
but of like belief, you know. So like the fact that she can be that way, and maybe it seems like soft when you're watching her dance, but it's like no.
Yeah.
There's an assassin vibe to me still. You know, that's dope to see.
So you call it belief? A dancer needs to have a certain level of belief.
Yeah.
Arrogance.
So
I'm
you
using
say
the word arrogance, but
arrogance.
not in the bad sense. And I
cool.
say arrogant ego. Like
Ego,
you have
yes.
to believe that you.
I'm
If I'm gonna swear, you have to believe in the shit.
No,
like,
that's what I'm
you have
saying.
to believe in the shit. Otherwise, who else is gonna tell you? That
Exactly. I say that because I grew up thinking arrogance is like something bad, and you're like, no, bro, I need to be a dick or be this person to be arrogant. Until I realized, obviously watching rappers from back in the track, converting that into dancing, that you need to have a certain level of delusion of the fact that you are the best to reach certain goals. Or else, if you sit back and you think you're looking at people's calibers or people who are around you and what they've done in the scene, you will stop yourself in thinking that yes, bro. That's why all rappers always say, I'm the best.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, you're not. But to him, he's like, no, I am the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's you gotta be. Maybe delusional is not the right word to use, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Because it's like, why are you doing it if you don't feel you're the best?
Exactly.
Like, would you do it because like, I'm okay, I'm just doing this, for time being? No, I believe.
Well, although there's dancers out there who do that, but we're not gonna
they doing
get
a
into
disservice
that.
to themselves. You
Yeah.
know, you have to have resolve. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, yo, outside of the floor, we good. When I'm in there and you see me change, don't take it personally.
Yeah.
I've got my thing I need to do. I have
Yes.
resolve. I'm like,
Yes.
I don't care if you're 9, you're
Yes.
40, you're
Yes.
80 years old. You're
Yes,
gonna get
bro.
the work.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. Siren? Okay, cool. All right, let's get it. Okay.
Dancers to think they're the best, but like,
Okay. So what happens? What happens when dancers think they're the best, but they're delusional?
No, but there's a balance you have to have. Like okay, I'm the best. What makes me the best? This. Can it be? The thing is that in this dance thing, you never reach a final stage. Is this final stage? Every time you go up, your final stage goes up. Right? So you're chasing this thing, right? But where I'm at now, you're like, yeah, they can't touch me, but I can go more. Right? It's like that's why I like Dragon Ball. Like, cause you think like he's on Super Saiyan 5. The writer's like, nah. Let's make a Saiyan God. Nah, let's do more. They always have to add someone that is stronger. So Goku has to go up. So that's the same thing you have to do in dance. You have to keep going up. But now there's people now that get to a level and they're like, yeah, I'll beat everyone. I'm the best. I'm like, yo, it's temporary, my guy. Yeah.
Also, I think it's also achievables, right? So for example, if I'm gonna say I'm the best, right, and I lose every single battle,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So for me, it's that's why I say it's not delusional because it's like we said, belief, arrogance. It's okay. I believe I'm the best. I have to show it.
Yeah.
Like so whether because there's a word that people maybe don't use a lot, but it's being undeniable.
Yeah.
To the point of I am that good that everybody registers. You may hate me or whatever, but you can't deny the fact that I'm really good at my craft. And I think there are things that you can use as markers, right? Imagine saying you're the world's fastest man and you've never ran in the Olympics. Boo, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you're not, like you can say that to yourself, but what have you achieved? So that's why I say have achievables. To say, okay, cool. If I believe I'm the best, what can I say to prove that? Oh, I've beaten all these guys. Oh, I went overseas and I competed there and I did well. Oh, that's now it's not delusion. It's I've proved, therefore I can believe I can go further.
Yeah.
If you keep failing at the first step, sorry, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
Your delusion is really delusional.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, cool. Let's get into this. Kitoko versus Genesis. Nice one, judges. This is what these guys need to listen to and need to hear. RawStyles, baby.
What was he
I,
saying?
I was trying to actually listen and hear.
Do we have like a unspoken beef between them?
No, I think so because the way they were going on,
Yeah.
it's I don't know if it's unspoken beef, but it's like, yo,
Yeah.
like Adriano say, yeah, I'm gonna show you, you know? What am I going crazy for here, bro?
She's got nice pockets in this round. I remember watching and I was like, oh.
Bro, I call it pockets. I really do.
Cause she like sits like she'll
sits
like
in it,
sit in
bro.
somewhere and then she'll all of
Yeah,
a sudden
you know what I'm saying?
double step it. Yeah.
And for this song,
Yeah.
like for those who may not know, this is an Erykah Badu song, and I feel like she encapsulated the words and the vibe of
Yeah.
what Erykah Badu is doing.
Yeah.
So whereas, for example, where I watch Jen, and I feel like, yeah, you're in a vibe of this, but I don't feel like you're feeling
Yeah.
the song the same way. Like, yes, you're still dancing dope, and you've got great like grooves and everything, but I just felt like she connected to the song better.
Yeah. But I like how he highlights it different like
Definitely,
things.
yeah. That's why I said it's still a really tight
Yeah.
round for me.
You can really see like
Working, baby.
he's a dancey one, and she's like a chill out dancey.
Yeah, but that's Jen. Like
That's what
that's
I'm
what people
saying,
need to
yeah.
understand. This boy dances
Dude,
his
this
ass
guy
off,
dances,
boy.
bro. Jen,
Yeah, he
Ah.
dances his ass off. So if you're gonna
I
dance
love
against
this
him,
pocket when
dance.
I watch his feet. This was great.
Yeah.
Hey.
and that's what I say with these. We try to teach these Gen Zs, like these guys, like obviously, yeah, listen to music, different music, and all that kind of stuff, which will help you with learning and like catching how music changes and all that kind of stuff. But we always say dance. There's one thing to do technique, and there's one thing
There's
to
that
dance
same
while
rotations.
doing technique. You know what I'm saying?
This is one
Working,
thing. Go
you
ahead.
see, working, ne? I know her rotations.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't leave.
She has
yeah.
3 combinations that
Yeah.
she always repeats, and she always does it in all her
But
battles.
one thing I liked about her is how she
Yes.
actually
Yes.
was, yeah. Because she knew how he was gonna come at it, so she tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think in what you're probably saying, Taryn, I think with her is she can afford to learn more with her actual whacking techniques
Yes,
of
that's-
knowing how to actually do different roles, how to do different,
Yes.
like maybe go learn some punking stuff, maybe
Yeah.
go learn
Yes.
some, you know what I mean, to
Yes.
add to the vocab.
Yeah.
Yes, but I like that she's taken a working with the feeling, because everyone always just does rotations and combinations.
Fact.
Yeah.
But she's cool. Like, even if she repeats her combinations, she still has that feeling and
Yes.
that, you know, like you want to see. But I would say that in the future, she needs to do different rotations, like newer ones, something that
Yeah.
she can make us also go like, oh my God, she did that, you know?
Side
I'm not
note,
against
Jen
what
is
she's
killing
doing. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
just, you can go more, you can give us depth, you know?
Genesis on the locking
This
song
was
is too
Aye,
strong, bro.
aye,
He's too
yo.
strong, bro. He's too strong.
This was so crazy.
He was wilding. I was
He
like,
was-
yo, chill.
This
He
why
went
it's-
from
yeah.
laying on his face to an Applejacker.
Yeah.
That's why I say when you can say like somebody actually under overstands their style.
Oh,
yeah, Genesis.
Under
Genesis.
overstand this
Yeah.
stuff. Yo,
And,
the
yeah.
things, the comments that are coming out of here, under overstand
If you think
this
about
style.
it, there is no on a locking song.
Yeah.
There is if you take all of his locking rounds on locking songs, put them, you have a nice highlight reel. It's
Oh, yeah,
fire.
it's
Yeah.
fire.
All of them.
All
All of them. That's what I'm saying. When I'm saying like when you do your style, you need to show out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
this
wow.
is special.
Yeah. This of the prop rounds of all of them, I think this one was my favorite.
Yeah,
the
this was
chair.
nice. And this was funny because Genesis in the beginning of the comp, he's like, if I get a chair, I'm gonna sit.
No,
And then he got a chair.
Okay, so
Yeah.
look at intention from
Yeah.
the beginning of a thing. She was like, my focal point is not my opponent,
Yeah.
it's this chair.
Chair, yeah.
Everything was
Bro.
directed towards the chair. Jen
Yeah.
wasn't a factor at
Yeah.
all in this.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm performing for you, chair.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even the song was kind of like South Street type.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And even how she made this through, she's like,
Yeah, I didn't see this one
Yeah.
coming.
I didn't think she'd get through the chair.
yeah,
I was
also
like, "You're gonna
did,
get stuck."
but she made it work. And
Yeah.
then she was like, nah, I'm not going that way.
I'm
Let me
going
go this way. Yeah.
And then she came out, bro. What comes after this? Around. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
I
she was
think my favorite
thinking,
moment is coming up.
yeah. She was like, what can I do? Flip it.
This part,
Who
though.
goes
I
up
like
this
this.
way?
Yeah.
What? Oh,
Who
yeah.
goes up this way?
This is so creative, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she come down. I'm like, yo.
And it's not like
this-
she had time to think about how to use a prop. She had to go first.
Yeah.
And she said such a high level where I think
Yeah.
that maybe
Yeah.
threw Jen off.
Yeah.
Because
It did.
even in his idea, he came in with his hair
Yeah,
wrapped.
and then
Then if someone threw it, I was like, fuck
yeah,
this
it
thing.
didn't go anywhere,
Yeah.
right?
Cause I was even like, yo, why did he abandon that idea? Yeah. Cause
He
you
threw
check,
his
he was
hair.
gonna start with it, and then he was like, okay, no, here, no, nah. Let me get rid of this. Let
This
me
is
Now
restart.
already, I'm distracted now. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, what
I'm
was
like,
that
why did you
supposed to
throw
be?
that away? Yeah.
Do you think she put him on a spot, Jeff?
Yeah.
That was a
yeah.
strong round. She came in with
She
strong
gave
round.
him fire, yeah.
So he settled on like, yo, let me rock, let me get groovy.
Yeah.
And then we get
Let
the
me
hype.
think,
yeah.
let me
See, this is
think.
where I say he found himself now in,
Yeah.
in the prop. Before it was like, I don't know what exactly.
I'm still struggling what to do. I don't know, yeah.
I you know what? I wanted him to do more, right? He's like, it was a good round, but this track is saying, get up off that thing.
Yeah.
Right? If he highlights it to get up
Get
off
up.
that
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
He did it once, I
He
think.
did, yeah, he did do it. It's coming.
That was a reply.
Genesis was also a crowd favorite, I noticed.
Yeah, but that round,
Depend-
she
yeah.
clearly
Yeah,
owned
she
the
cleared
prop.
him.
No,
yeah.
you could no, but you could see as he went on. I don't know. I think like the confidence got sucked out of him or something. Because
Yeah.
when he threw that away, I just okay. You know what? I'm not judging. I am the MC. Let me just because
Yeah.
he lost me there. All right, fourth round, experimental round. There's a certain level of certainty when she comes to dancing. She knows her body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think in the previous rounds, there was one tip that I gave her. I said, figure out new ways on how to go down.
Yeah.
And I think she actually did pay attention to that because sometimes I think dancers also forget that your round still has to have some sort of continuity. So if every single time, it's like speaking and I'm going to say, hi, my name is Sipo, full stop. I live in full stop. It's like, yeah, have commas, have
Yeah.
different punctuations. So like, that's the same thing of like, how do you go down if you're going down? If you're coming up, how do you come up? Is it the same way every time? I look at stuff like that, right? Especially when it's such a highly contested battle. I start looking at those things like, okay.
Good point.
I like this round of hers. I really like
Yeah.
it. She's got this thing like where she like counters herself. That like,
See, this idea,
yeah, it was dope.
if
yeah.
Jen carried on with this drunk man
Yeah.
idea,
yeah.
oh man, it could have been something.
I think the hiccup came when he couldn't keep moving.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he
Yeah,
got stuck
and he was like,
to.
and then he started doing this wave. I was like, nah.
Yeah, but it didn't come out. You
Yeah.
see it?
And then he carried on. He was like, I'm staying here.
But this is what I'm saying about the experimental rounds. You get to see people do different things and not necessarily their style or what they
Yeah.
used to
I like
doing.
the groove that he did. That was
They
something-
explored it.
That's where I started like enjoying what he was doing.
Yeah.
But obviously I can't because
Yeah,
I
and then
wasn't
this is
judging.
dope. This is dope. He just sacrificed the round to have
This-
like a good
yeah.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
This actually reminds me of Sipo because
Yeah.
Sipo was at a comp,
Yep.
a 7 to smoke, and he did that to Varishka.
Yep.
Varishka just comes from dancing. Sipo, it was like a salsa kind of song. Sipo goes and grabs Varishka and
Make
starts
it tired.
dancing with her.
Make it tired because
Make it
I know there's
tired.
another round. Where do you have to go?
No, it was you. You took her, And then she had to dance after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
this guy has been watching archives here.
Yeah. So results wise, I gave
All right,
this
results.
Kitoko, bro. That's
Kitoko.
how I had it.
Kitoko.
I had a draw on this one. I had 2-2.
You had 2-2.
Yeah. I gave him a draw.
You gave them a draw.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have Kitoko,
Yeah.
Kitoko, and a draw. All right. It is what it is, and it'll be what it'll be, and that's facts on that, man. Okay, cool. No doubt. We're going to move right into the next battle.
Woo.
And now? Wait. Let's look about it.
We'll get there when we get there.
Okay, cool. Let's go. Mr. Law versus
This is.
July. Crump versus old school R&B.
This is.
I like this round because
Ish.
even he caught the gunshots. Yeah.
This was
And you
a
can
very
tell-
strong.
Yeah.
And this was his first battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In his other battle, he got a buy. So it was
Yeah.
like the first time people seeing
Yeah.
him. So he had to like show out and
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm gonna show
Ah,
you.
he was.
Like even the way he cocks and
He was strong. This I was hella impressed with this.
Yeah,
eh?
But you could tell it was his first time hearing the song.
But he adapted perfectly
Yeah.
because
Big
he
time.
caught every
Big
gunshot
time.
Yeah.
and it made sense with what he was doing.
Yeah.
Especially when he comes close to the fence there. I was like, yo, bro.
But also, you see about understanding.
Yeah.
You're in a cage.
His
Look at that.
his
You have to
back
pay
went-
attention to
His
everybody.
back was
Yeah.
amazing.
He's like, yeah,
You
this
see,
your
and he's like,
style.
yo, this hip hop thing, you the thing, my boy. Yeah, that was fire.
This was like a perfect
That's
round.
fine,
You have
yeah.
to think of like, how can I showcase that
Yeah.
I'm battling?
Yeah.
Perfect round.
Yeah.
His
Because
space
even he
at
was
the
like,
end
yo,
for me was yo.
this crisscross thing.
Get that out of here.
Yeah. See, this is what I say. He went into popping. Yeah.
I don't know about this round for me.
Yeah.
Their performance vibes and I didn't know.
But
Everybody
you see, he
liked
fell
that. I
out of
didn't,
it.
'cause that was
He
a
fell
crash.
out of it, bro. Because
I
everyone.
don't know about if it felt like you know those rag dolls
Yeah.
when they just like flopping
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yo, I
I mean,
looked at
he
it
had his
differently, but
moments.
I.
He had
Yeah, that's-
moments, ne?
Yeah.
But I don't feel like compared to this round,
Yeah.
he ate him.
For me, the crowd was going wild here, and I get why.
Yeah.
But from a dancing point of view, I
Yeah.
think Law actually
Yeah.
was perfect. Whereas Jordan, I'm like, I can see why a crowd would be entertained, but
Yeah.
for me, this is not even like a fair round. I'm like, Jordan, you got smoked.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Yeah.
Other people might think differently, but I was just
Because
like,
I'm
that
gonna
was a
critique
what it
you
is.
if you drill and you fall.
Oh.
I'm gonna be like, okay, you circumstance. It's not by design.
Ah.
See? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you see, this is what I'm saying. Like, fix the cap before you come on, don't? Yeah. You wasted like 10 seconds fixing the cap.
And Mr. Law you really stuck to Crump, huh?
Yeah, but I think you should have utilized his legs more.
Yeah, like doing back hops
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Especially
Yeah.
because to a
In your
hip hop
crowd.
track, because I felt his hands made him too rigid, and he needed more like hopping and chest pops. Yeah,
Ah.
see, and then
See, like for Jawline now, before Jawline even goes, I'm already thinking, you said old school R&B, right?
Yeah.
This is Brandy, like one of Brandy's
Yeah.
first songs. I don't think you're alive for this, but I'm just like, I
Yeah.
wonder if you actually know the song enough to execute. And
Yeah,
that's
and-
what I was thinking before he even danced. I was
Yeah.
just wondering.
so with that, I wanna be down, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you wear the cap and I wanna be, because the
Yeah.
cap's down. Go to the,
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I'm. Yeah, like we're saying, it's old school.
There's the start. Okay, let's go. Popping. Out.
So can we pause that? You don't have to hear the track. You could see those steps or not
Out.
within the
That was
pocket,
off. It was
right?
off.
It was in an awkward place.
Just
'Cause
out.
you can actually see when something's not timing wise. It was like,
Yeah.
it's rushed, and you're like, nah, that's not the song. And that already, I'm like,
But
Oh,
even the
yeah.
shaking
Yeah.
when he started was out.
yeah, oh, it's
And then he caught
with
the-
what the song is playing. It
No.
as much as we want to catch different rhythms or
Yeah.
it has to be within the nature of the music, and that's what kept on happening here. Is that he caught things when like, no, this is not the song for that. So even if you want to go ka 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 ka, it needs to syncopate with where the track is.
So to go back to what I was saying about musicality versus being musical.
Yeah.
He wasn't necessarily off beat or whatever, but it's just like you're choosing things to do that doesn't quite fit with the song that's playing. Right? So even if you're on, you're not in.
Yeah.
Even if you're on, you're not in.
My thing is this, you know a whole library of moves, foundations of hip hop, which is this, which is Brandy and this music, and you're not doing any of those
Yeah, he actually
things.
could have killed around doing basics.
Yeah.
Like if
That's
he just
the-
did
that's
hip hop
the
basics.
thing.
I would like
That's
to
old
get
school
to
hip hop, and it's
know.
like you didn't even do that. Like you're having Pansula Cats annihilate you on your own thing. Like it doesn't make sense. And this is why I'm saying he's a crowd favorite, because no matter what he does, people are still gonna cheer for him.
Yeah.
The MC is always gonna be hyping him in the moments, and that also encourages the people to like him. Do you understand?
Wow,
MC?
I've been encouraging
It
everybody.
is. No, but I'm just saying.
No, you make it. No, you.
No, listen.
You making it sound like I was
No, I'm not saying him alone.
Yeah,
Everybody,
yeah.
when you hype certain people in whatever they're doing, the crowd tends
Yeah,
to
you
get
dictate.
a feeling. But what I'm saying about Jawline is this battle for me, okay, for both of them now, the way I'm feeling, it's like this, ne? And the thing about old school hip hop, he never hit old school hip hop since he started his battles. Never. Like there's maybe 1-2 moves we can say, okay, this and this and this. But this round, carry on, let's watch it. You wanna say something? You wanna add?
Do you think what?
But I'm saying you hyping him in certain moments, and it's making. That's why he got the points.
Sick puzzling.
He got
You
the
can't
points.
say, man, I've been hyping everybody.
I'm not fighting you, Paco. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying.
no, 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 no,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying
no.
that as an MC, and I've seen this at many battles, competitions.
Yeah.
Whenever the MC is hyping a certain dancer, the crowd tends to lean to that person.
Yeah.
Even
But I
if the
feel
person
like
is
I'm
whack.
being-
Even
Not
if the
you,
person
just
is
said-
whack.
Just said other band.
Or no, let me not say whack. Let me not say whack. Even if they're not that strong in that round, the people will choose that person, even though the other person was better. It's because of the hype and what comes. It's like that. But I'm saying in this section, in this round, I was not happy. I was
Okay,
not
let's
happy.
carry on.
Alright, let's-
So far,
Points to DJ who found out to mute
No! Okay, wait.
No.
Hold on. Okay,
Don't
no, we need
defend
to talk.
yourself
We
now.
need to talk
Don't
about
defend-
this.
No,
No, we need to talk about this.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Nah,
Don't worry about it.
Because it look like as if now I was trying to get the crowd to go to Jordan.
No,
No.
bro.
You just said no. You know what it is.
I've been hyping everybody.
Yeah,
yes,
we know
you
the
are
hyping.
hyping everyone.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing.
No, but it's just like no, it's not a bad thing.
I'm
There's things
saying
that you
as a
liked,
MC,
right?
yeah.
That you saw from your angle,
Yes.
that you kind of like, oh, and when we saw it, we're like, that's
not a
what
bad
we say.
thing.
but the
You
crowd
like
is
what you like.
listening to
Yeah,
you.
so this- I
So they
see
like,
you.
yeah.
I
It's like what I said to them
see
earlier.
you.
If I see Sipo shake his head like this, then I'm thinking it's dope, but then I'm wondering, but why did Sipo
I
shake his head? Maybe
see
it wasn't,
you.
you know?
Okay,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
just the
Because
influence.
you're
Nah,
also
nah.
spectating, so it's
Yeah.
not a bad thing.
That's
It's
the
just
thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, you're also spectating.
And
Okay,
if you have
cool.
an opinion, your opinion counts, and people are
I
like,
see
you know,
you.
so
Okay,
we
I see
must
you.
go with what he's saying.
I see you.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you. I see you. No. I see you.
I'm sorry.
I MC you. I see you. Okay.
Oza.
Like to get to this
Okay,
was
Running Man.
yeah.
Oh. Hey.
Okay, you see those extra steps? Sometimes they're not.
Hitting.
Yeah.
So young Nene there.
There we go. See, if he stayed in this type of pocket,
Yeah.
nice.
Hey. Hey. You see, there's little moments where it's like, okay, now we old
Yeah.
school hip hop, but then he goes out of it, and then I don't know.
All right, we're gonna go into the prop round. What did they get? Oh, they
They
got your
this
friend.
little baby over here.
They got your friend right there.
This little baby over here.
This is funny. You know when you
Jen
say
in the
sometimes,
back.
you know when sometimes people say like, you like watching a disaster unfold, and then it just gets worse and worse. I felt like I was watching that. I was just like, it was just one fumble after the next. I was like, no, just leave the prop, just leave it. And it just got worse and worse.
Jane made me laugh there. He said, "Yeah, the best way for a crumper to do anything with this unicorn is to rip his head off."
Literally,
That's crump. Hey, cool to animals.
see there,
Yeah.
fumble.
Yeah. See, you should have carried on with this. Because he's like trying to teach. But now, then he just like,
My man gave up on the problem.
yeah.
Put my mic off for what I'm about to say.
No, man, you must talk. No. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
I don't know. For me, this prop represents LGBTQ. So, I don't know. The way this prop was being represented is crazy. Because it's a horse, but it's also a unicorn, but it's also gay. So I don't know what was going on. And, you know, Mr. Law was like, forget. I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. That's how I felt. That's what he did. And the music that was, I don't know, shame me.
Yeah.
Scramping.
Jordan was so lucky that he got a song that he knew.
Jordan was impressing the LGBTQ. I don't know.
No, it started out as like, I was like, oh, he's cuddling with this thing. Then later on, I'm like, hey,
Nah.
what's up?
Yes,
You see,
that's
I was
where-
like, oh, and then because he even looked around, like no one's looking. I was like, oh, he's going for the little kid thing. And then started looking into its eyes, and I was like, hey, yo.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
hey,
this is
hey,
going, no, but I'll say, like, in terms of the song, he's
Yeah.
actually on, he was
Yeah, he
on the
killed
song.
it.
No, it was
Yeah.
with the music, definitely. The music played to his favor.
Yeah.
For me,
This
whatever,
was cool.
yeah.
This is cute.
For
You
me,
know what I'm
whatever
saying?
else, whatever he did, I would have cut my round here
Yeah.
already. Because I'm like, I did way more than what you did,
Yeah.
Mo. I would stop
I don't
already.
know, was this like a girlfriend, a
No, no,
baby,
no.
or what was
Yeah.
it?
No. Here it's still cool.
Now
It's
he's
after
riding the
this.
horse.
Yeah, it's after this.
Now here's the part that made me a little bit, my heart skip a beat. Oza, let's go. This is playing with my baby, you know? Like
Yeah.
for me, I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, it's this.
Oh!
It's a random.
Yeah, what's happening now?
Yeah. That's where it kind of. That's where
Yes, the
it
moment
shifted the
there that was
narrative.
like,
But honestly, I
which
think
one?
they like, yeah, Jordan had a way stronger round at that
But
Yeah.
the music
Yeah, I did,
was
yeah.
leading
It's a good round. It's
Yeah.
just that last thing that kind of was like, hey, bro, hey, man, chill.
What, it's a horse, it's an animal, it's a unicorn. What are you doing? Wait, don't do it. Eish.
But yeah,
Oh.
lyrically, he hit it.
Yeah.
Cause
I
you
honestly
don't
would
watch
have
it.
sacrificed that round if it was me, eh?
Huh?
I would have sacrificed the round. I never would have touched that prop.
For real.
I would have just been like, I don't know what to do with this, so I'm just gonna dance. And
I would have played with this thing like it's a child or something. I would have played with my prop, you know, and not do any suggestive movements and things to it. Because this thing, I'm telling you, this represents a lot of things, guys. So, yeah.
Do you think they didn't think of
No,
that?
they were not
They
thinking.
didn't, eh? They just
were
looked at it
not.
like, okay, it's a prop.
Yeah.
We're doing the
But
thing.
The
also,
crumple
it's-
that's now breaking down the unicorn says a lot now. You know, other people are deep. They're looking at it from all angles.
I
You know
was
what
never
I
thinking
mean?
like that, yeah.
I was watching that yesterday because I'm an ally. I look at it like that. It's just my point of view.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thinking of other people that's gonna be watching this. They're gonna be saying a lot of things about it. Look now.
I wasn't even thinking
Why
of that.
didn't you do that in your round then? Okay.
All right, cool. So that was the last battle.
They still have the
That's all
experimental round.
versus, eh?
This
They
is
still have the
last round
experimental
now.
round.
You know what's funny?
Oh, yo, I
Yesterday
did the
you
same
did the
thing.
exact
I
same
did the
thing.
exact same thing yesterday.
Same
Just
time.
forgot it was the fourth round.
You someone make it.
And
Announcement.
this was what song was it? A struggle song?
No, it was
wasn't.
a traditional song.
Yeah, this traditional song. And I was like, crazy enough, he's wearing a
Yeah.
dashiki.
Yeah. It's like the dancers need to be aware of what they have before they walk into
Yeah.
the
Same
octagon.
thing that she was saying about like the dressing is actually important, and sometimes they don't realize that.
Because what he just
Yeah, he has a
pointed out
dashiki.
now
Yeah.
He would have been on some yo.
Yeah.
And then for us, anything was going to do,
But I mean,
we
he's
would
a
have been sold by the
crumpet.
fact that he's wearing
He
that
shouldn't
top.
have roots of crumpets.
But I also feel like he's too dependent on his arms. His lower body could have been utilized so much. His midsection,
I see.
it's crump, you know.
Oh, you mean in the fact that it's a crump is a body demanding type of dance? He was just
after a while you knew that was on. I wasn't sure what was happening here.
Yeah, this confused me as well. I won't lie.
he just went into traditional mode, man. All right.
Much of a muchness here.
Okay?
So the last round was much of a muchness. I was just like watching it like this battle for me was so strange. It was this, I judged it off of 2 rounds.
Oh, the first 2 rounds?
No, I judged it off the first round and the third round. The other rounds to me were like null and void.
Yeah. So,
Literally.
yeah.
Like this last round, I was like, and the first pop round I gave to Jordan.
Yeah.
And then first round I gave to Lou. I want to be down round.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this round I was like,
Like,
yeah.
same.
So like literally
Yeah.
my decision came to what I felt like resonated in the one round. I'm like, okay, in that one round
yeah.
that you won, how strong was that round? That's how I judge this battle. Which is interesting when you think about it, because these are 2 very, very strong dancers.
Fact.
Yeah.
But I don't think either of them brought
Yeah.
their best here. And maybe they're psyching each other out or whatever, but for what I thought, wasn't that for me.
It was for what you thought for you was.
Yeah.
That's why I said much of a muchness.
Yeah, it was
Yo, this is really crazy because I thought this was one of the best battles of the night. Now hearing this, I'm like, okay, clearly I was really a spectator. This is really
Yeah,
crazy.
like we all have different
No,
opinions.
but this is what this is about. We created this section for that. So I represent the peoples, and the peoples see what the judges think about, look at, and make the decisions on. So the people learn and come through next time and see it like what they've learned you guys say.
Yeah.
To also come into a certain setting and not judge like you judge, but take into consideration what you've said to kind of analyze the whole floor, as opposed to just being hyped on what's wow moments. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is really good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna start with you. Who do you think took that?
By a slight margin, Law. Mr. Law.
Mr. Law, for you?
Oh, that's a tie for me.
It's a tie for you.
Yeah.
Draw.
It's a joke. So we got. So we have Mr. Law, tie.
Yeah.
Yay! All right. So looking at that, so we can talk about this now. Looking at this as they walked onto the floor. Obviously, you've already mentioned the fact that you can't come in here thinking, or what you call this. Let me put it this way. You may have obviously thought of what they can bring off of what you've seen them do.
Yeah.
To you guys, as these 2 dancers, do you think they delivered off of what you saw last night?
In moments, but not as an overall. It's also hard. Like, I think one thing people must understand about battles is you can prep however way you want, but on the day is on the day.
Yes.
Maybe you don't have everything going your way on the actual day. Like, stuff does change. Like, maybe what you expected to get, you don't get, and it throws you off. Maybe just before you went on, you got a bad message. Different things can happen, you know? Like, so
yeah, sometimes you can prep as best as you can, and then on the day it just might not be that, and that's also okay. Like people must understand that this is a fluid thing that happens,
Exactly.
right? There's no like, you don't come here with unless like let's talk about the first qualifier. You came in with your song, so you can prep very meticulously about that. But here it's okay, I did say R&B, but then I got this song that I didn't even know. But it's supposed to be my style. That can throw me off, right? So I might be able to say, yeah, in the past, there's some plays I can kill it, but right now, it didn't happen that way. So I can be forgiving of that, of like not being able to bring your best. I can be forgiving of that.
How would you take the fact that on the qualifiers, some dancers were better at songs they didn't know to songs that they actually came with?
That's an interesting thing because sometimes you've heard a song so many times that the brain is the brain, right? So it's never hearing something or experiencing something as a fresh experience unless it's fresh, right? So for example, I might have listened to, maybe I choose Brandy, I Want to Be Down, right? I've heard the song 20 different times. My brain is not going to experience that song for the first time, so I won't be able to bring a new energy to it. So it might not be my best. It might be like, oh, I've already done that before. Oh, now I'm psyched out, right? Or it could be, oh, I'm gonna catch this beat here, but I haven't thought about how I'm gonna catch it. Even though I know the song well, I might not execute. Whereas if it's a random song, I'm literally experiencing this for the first time. So something might come out that could be either special or horrible, but you know, it's a completely different experience to, I've trained on this song so many times. Some people are able to deliver more because they can actually base their round in, okay, when this part of the song comes, I'm doing this, but for the most part with freestyle dances, it doesn't usually work that way. I don't know how everyone else thinks about that.
I don't know. For me, it's just like if you gonna do your style, that might be the only round and it's your good round. And for some people, I feel like prop round was maybe their best round out of all the rounds, even above their own style.
Yes, yes.
You know, for some dancers, the experimental round is like for Boza in that round, the cultural, the Chaka Zulu song, it was like, he killed it, you know? So yeah, it's like Sipo saying it could be different. It's different for different people on different days. So I don't know. I'm just gonna say that your style is your style and you need to annihilate it. Like, kill it because that might be the only round that you get a point for.
So I think going forward for all of them in preparation, what they need to do is train and not just dance. They need to train. So let's talk about Mr. Law, right? So he needs to like take his style, break it up into sections. He's like, okay, I'm strong with my arms. Okay, let me get my stomps, my slides. Can I throw a freestyle with just my legs? And to what degree can I do it? With my chest pops, what can I do? Isolate everything so you know like, oh, I can carry this idea for long. So those things become different bags you can go into. He's like, I can crump hard, I can crump soft, I can wave, I can do a wave. You know what I'm saying? So you're making like contingency plans for everything. And you're like, okay, cool. Within my style, in relation to other style, what fits? He's like, okay, I could do a stomp chest pop, throw my arm which hooks my leg that goes into a quara just in case I get a, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how they break it down. Same with Jordan. Jordan used to be like, okay, this month I'm taking 10 hip hop moves and I'm gonna milk these 10 hip hop moves. And this hip hop idea is like, okay, let's understand rolling, let's understand bouncing, different tempos. I'm like, okay, let me play the song. Let me see where this, you know what I'm saying? That's how you should break down your style. So when you come, it's not like, oh, it's like, oh, I've tried this and I've got this idea for it. I'm like, oh, this is like this glitchy bounce thing that fits perfectly with songs like this. So you've always kind of encountered that thing. And that's what I see that they don't do. So when they come here, they just go off the very basic of their style and it's not enough. It's not enough.
Can I actually just keep you guys on that so we can go through everybody because you touched base on Mr. Law and Jordan. What anybody can jump in. What can you give? What advice can you give to Slim as judges?
Slim is going or like so Slim is like he's doing what I say he must do, but the only thing is that he's not in training. He's not pushing the envelope. He needs to push the envelope, right? So like it's a thing that said he gets better at the things he knows. He needs to go into realms that he doesn't know now, right? Because also now because it's like yo Slim surprise us, go into a realm that you don't know. So even like if you're gonna do this, right? You know that thing they do.
Yes.
Like where you're gonna take it up and then make it into a pattern, follow the hand. You know what I'm saying? Like because we've never known him to follow a concept for a whole thing. That could be his new bag.
Right.
Yeah. Or him just throw one solid thing for one round.
actually
you see,
right.
that's where Slim can capitalize. And we can see that, okay, this guy is going deep. Because most of the time, he's a good dancer. He's a great dancer. But the thing is that it's always surface level. It's never deep.
I think that would be the same advice that I have for Slim. I'm saying, okay, cool. You know moves and you have good movement. But if I had to say to you, okay, Slim, do a kwasa round. Just kwasa.
Okay.
Can you do that? Or is it gonna turn into I need to throw in here this move here from another style?
Yeah.
So I think with those things of we say Slim gets better at the things that he's good at, but like you said, it's not deep, right? And I think if there's a lesson for most dancers is use Jen as an example. When it comes to locking, he can actually dig into a deep bag of understanding. So it's like, in what you do, you can say, okay, I do Afro and I do 1,000 Afro moves. Does that mean I understand Afro or I know moves?
Yeah.
Right? So it's a thing like that of, if you're saying, I know this, wow. How well do that? Like you said, with whacking for Kito, she has a good understanding of feeling, but she sometimes has the same rotations. Why is it? Have you worked on other rotations to figure out how you can execute? If you're always rotating from this side to this side, can you figure out a way to bring that back? Like, is there a way that you can go from the side with your profile that way? Or is it always going to be frontal, one rotation? You know what I mean? So like, things like that of, obviously this is not a rep your style completely, you know what I mean? But it's also like, if this is the style that you said, yo, man, I also still want to see the depth of that.
Yeah.
Like to say if somebody else had to do it, can you do it to my level? Like in that Skanda battle, right? How deep did they get into Skanda?
Yeah.
Maybe not as much, but it's like, if you have a showcase it so that somebody else can never even try to do what you do. Like you won't even touch because you're going to be like, oh no, he really knows that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's the free in freestyling, bro.
Yeah, that's the free, exactly.
You work on the style so much that you're just free, right? So like you were talking about fixed point. I know I can do fixed point forever.
Yes.
Because I'll be like,
we know that.
Yeah. But and then what I'm saying is that I know fixed point is how you do the screen thing.
Yes.
I know fixed point is how you keep something.
Yes.
Can you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So fixed point is a lot of things. But if you're gonna be like, oh, I know this 6-point move, you know one move, get into it, get into the thing. If you know waving, you'll be like, okay, cool. But you are no snaking, which is now deeper.
Yes.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So that's what they need to do is like get deeper. So when it comes, they're not finding themselves like, oh, what do I do? They should be like, oh, there's a concept I did last week was based on this. It will fit nicely with this. That's what I do most of the time. I'm pulling from bags or something. I tried like 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what they need to do. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we spoke about Mr. Lowe. We spoke about Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke about Jordan. Did we speak about Jordan?
Yeah.
Did we speak about Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan just needs to get into his style and like really just go into if he's gonna be that old school hip hop dancer.
Yes, 10. Okay, cool. We spoke about Jordan. You spoke about we spoke about Slim. You touched base on Kitoko. Any add-ons to Kitoko?
Kitoko, because now she must just continue on the path she's doing. She's taking advice really well. She's finding new ways to be on the floor. Now she needs to figure out what it is.
Okay.
Because she kept on going into that like W thing
I see
and going around. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I see you.
Then we'll get by. In the next comp, we need to see that you've taken it further.
I see you.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
cool.
she's got very good movement, good pockets. And her creativity was insane. So she's on a good path.
Okay. Leja?
For me, I don't know if you want to add, Taryn. I'd say you know your strong points.
I feel like sometimes he over relies on the fact that he has agility and flexibility. Sometimes I feel like something that can be a positive can also be a crutch, because if someone figures it out,
Yeah.
like for example, if he has to battle Slim,
Yeah.
Slim can also get into certain things like that. So it's like, how strong are your strong stuff? And what else can
How
carry that?
strong
You know
are
what
your
I'm saying?
strong stuff?
So maybe for Ledger, it's thinking, okay, I have my stunts, they're cool. Can I build around that to actually make sure that this is I don't have to rely on it, because how many times can you go into a wow moment where it's like, okay, is the story a wow or is there a moment that's a wow? So for Ledger, maybe that's where he can work on. Okay, because I know, especially when he gets into like his Panzula stuff, he has the same combo.
Yeah.
He did it twice. Where I'm like, if I'm watching as a competitor, I can pick up on that and be like, oh, so I know he's going to get into that with the high kick and then what else can he do in that? Because he probably does. He maybe just doesn't think about it.
see.
So for him, it's think about the other things in your style that can make a round strong and not strong moments in a round. I think. I don't know if there's anything else for Ledger.
Nah, exactly the same. Yeah, he just needs to now, and also I think sometimes he must also learn where to place his energy, because he's a guy who places his energy.
Okay.
So he attacks a lot, right? And sometimes the song he's got good grooves. Sometimes he just let the grooves, and he did with Boza, he was very smart about it. But sometimes you should be a kid, have fun with it, and then. And then just let the song carry him and have fun. Because sometimes he's very and that's where he gets into that thing and then he gets into a loop. Yeah.
Okay. Boza? I don't know if you want to add anything for Ledger. No? Boza?
For Boza, I'd say if he's going to do the hat thing, he needs to level it up. Okay. He did it in the first top 20. He did something crazy with the hats, but now he's just doing it. It's just for doing it. But it's good that he gets into different pockets and he connects with music. Very dope. And I think maybe he needs to now really just lock down more concepts within the ideas that he's trying to do for himself and then bring them. Because sometimes you can see he's chancing. And then he did the fence thing once and then he got fixated on the fence.
Because he did it there. He came back with the bag over there, and then
he got fixated. And I'm like, sometimes, and then you must learn to let things go. But otherwise, he listens very well. He's also someone that people need to look out for.
Yeah, he's an underdog. Underdog. Okay, so who else? Case.
She was solid. I won't lie.
I also like Case in this round.
I like Case, but I also it's things of developing ideas fully. I think in her, because we only got to see her once.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking back of the previous times that I've seen her in this comp where her storytelling was usually it would carry through a whole round. There were a lot of the rounds where it was just this is a love story, and you know what I mean? She had consistent ideas where I think sometimes in the other rounds it comes and goes very quickly. So maybe it's that could be a strength for you of being able to connect with the audience and make them focus on you, because she also has. Her stuff comes out of nowhere. You can never really predict what she's gonna do.
Yeah.
So it's a good advantage, but it's if you can get people to be fixated on that. So maybe delve into the story stuff a bit more. You can, but like I said, very strong. Very strong.
And for Case, I'd say, because of her, Sipo said, she's got the ideas. The thing is that when she starts sometimes going down her idea path, she doesn't do it through the dance. She doesn't do it through the dance.
Okay.
So she starts doing the idea and she's doing all this abstract movement. I'm like, why? Use the dance. So if you're gonna be peaking, use a Bart Simpson. Change the dance into the idea. Use the foundation to illustrate the idea, right? So see, what works with this? We're oh, okay, I want to be mounting. I'm this is still a Rambo. So you stay in the pocket, but you're still selling the idea using the dance. So she separates the dance and the idea sometimes, and that's where now she used the dance. You see, she was and I'm okay, cool. That's how you threw solid rounds, and then she was creating from the dance. So next time she goes an idea thing, she needs to dance the dance, but add the idea. Yeah.
You want to add anything, Sarah?
No, I think I'm fine.
Okay, cool. Last person, Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke about Slim already, yeah. All right, last person, Genesis.
I think Genesis just had a few brain farts. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah, he just had a few brain farts. He was just like, that was,
Okay.
yeah. But
Alright.
yeah, he's a top, I think he's a top contender. He's also, like, if you can pull off a good win against Genesis, you have a good chance of winning.
You are saying it in the first event, dog. Okay. All right, I see you.
Yeah, Genesis. I think Genesis is nailing it. He's killing it. It's just in those moments where he gets caught off guard, where it's like maybe a experimental or a prop round. Now it's like, woo, okay. But he still delivers. He still delivers. He's killing it. I think I agree with Sen there on that one.
Okay.
Also, because when you listen back, we've spoken a lot of when he's in his locking rounds, no one does it better, right? So for me, I'm like, can you apply that same energy to the other songs?
Yeah.
Like, as in, is your locking showcased just as good in the other songs? Like, and because obviously he's a well-versed dancer, and no one is saying commit to your locking, but it would be nice to see, like, in the experimental rounds, are you committing some locking to that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously you can dance, and it's good. Like, that round that you had where he was like the drunk guy and whatever, I'm like, there's so many ideas locking-wise that you could have gone into for that, you know, because it's a comical style. You don't necessarily, and this is a tip to all dancers, your style does come from somewhere and it has characteristics, right? So, for example, yes, you can think locking moves, sure, but when you think locking style, think of Don Campbell. The idea was to be comical, to be funny. Yes, maybe that's not you, but tap into those ideas of it. Like, when you're thinking whacking, think of what was the dress code, what was the time period, what was being portrayed. I can tap into that. I don't necessarily have to do the moves, but I can tap into the idea. If I'm thinking, okay, like, no one here does it, but if I'm a Skotane, right? The dance style is one thing, but what is being a Skotane? Maybe I can embrace that in other styles where I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have enough movement for it, but I can get into the character of, oh, a Skotane likes to spend money or whatever. Let me showcase the flashiness of that. So maybe I don't do it in the dance styles per se, but I can tap into the culture of it. Maybe that's the best word. Tap into the culture of your style as well. I think that does help. So for Jen, for someone like that, is in your other rounds, maybe you're not bringing the locking moves, but you can still think of culturally what it is. Like, what is it? It's okay to clown. Like, that's part of it, you know?
Nice. All right.
Just answer these questions. Battle of the night.
Okay. All right, cool. So with that being said, I'm going to go from Sipo to Sen 1. What was your battle of the night?
Kitoko Genesis.
Kitoko Genesis? Just know there's no right or wrong answer. It's yours. Yeah. Okay, I'll come back to you. All right, Sen 1. What was your battle of the night?
I have to say Kitoko Genesis, definitely.
Yeah.
And Slim and Casey. I like that.
Okay.
I also like that.
Kitoko Genesis, Slim and Casey?
Yeah. And Slim and Genesis was.
Battle of the night.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say Slim in the first battle.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
So that was the battle. So we have.
Slim first.
Slim versus Genesis, the first battle.
Yeah.
Someone said Forza versus anyway. Someone said anyway. Okay, dancer of the night.
All right.
Don't worry about that. Your marks are.
Yeah, no. I was just trying to act up. All right, cool. So, you guys have given me your battle of the night. Now I'm going to ask you guys your dancer of the night. So I'm going to go from Sand 1 to Bosa. I'm joking. Sand 1 to Sipo. Who was your dancer of the night? Who to you felt like, yeah, I did not expect this from this person, but I was drawn to this person?
I think just because how they handled stuff that was thrown at them, it was Casey Case.
Who?
Casey.
So,
But also she only had one battle.
uh,
But because she just handled everything, like, cause even the way those parts where she got like music, a lot of people would just be like, but this part, she just did the thing. And then it's Casey Case and Kitoko.
so you Casey and Kitoko.
Yeah, because it's hard. Because Casey only had one battle,
Yeah.
but if I had to say someone who was like consistent and was solid in the thing, it was Kitoko.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see. All right.
I would
TNT.
say, Kitoko for me was strong. I think but I also, I did also enjoy Boza for the night. Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah,
So you are between
I'm between those two.
you
yeah.
between Kitoko and Boza. You it's between Case and Kitoko.
Okay, for me, I'd say I have two ways of looking at it.
Okay.
Consistency versus showing out, right?
Okay.
So if I had to say a dancer that had the highest of the highs, I'd say Genesis.
Okay.
Right? In terms of the things that he did really well, he did really, really well.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of my best dancer, it's consistency. I always go for consistency. And for me, that would be Kitoko. Because I think Kitoko.
Kitoko,
Because
okay.
even in a battle where I might not have given it to her, I still feel like it wasn't a smoking. I don't
Yeah.
think she got smoked at all. And I think she showed the best of what she can do without having to commit to anything like bizarre. Like sometimes you see somebody going out of their style and you're like, hold on, it doesn't fit with you at all. And I think for me, it's enjoyable to see someone sit in what they do really well. So I think, I'd say Kitoko overall.
Yeah, let's say Kitoko.
Yeah.
Let's say Kitoko.
So did you all just go Kitoko now?
Yes,
but
we
it's
all,
like,
we
yeah.
all say that.
Well,
yeah.
because she came up 3 times.
Yeah, she
Let's
came up
say-
3 times,
Let's say
okay.
Kitoko.
All right, cool. So you guys just Kitoko. So now best prop performance. I'm gonna start with you.
It sounds like I have a favorite now. This is the worst thing because I thought Kitoko's chair round.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, but honestly,
Yeah.
like, what else am I gonna say? Like,
Yeah.
that was a highlight of, you actually really committed to this in every way. That like she was using the chair in ways that I wouldn't have even been thinking of using it. You know, like going through the chair, going under the chair, getting
Yeah,
up on
on
the
the
chair,
side,
reverse, sitting on the chair, like. Imagining somebody dancing for someone on a chair. Like, I felt like she used that prop in every way that you could for me. So, yeah.
Okay, Kitoko.
Same.
Kitoko.
Yeah, Kitoko.
Kitoko, baby. Yeah, man. Congo's up in this motherfucker. You do know that Kitoko means nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Kitoko, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. Yeah. Anything else? All right, cool. So, all in all, what did you guys think about RawStyles?
It was good. It was good. The competition definitely will let you know who you are and where you're at. So when you go home, you're like, I have to work on this thing. Because the thing is that, because when this thing's given to you and you have to dance with it, you're like, hey, I'm not doing enough at all, man. I'm not doing enough.
I think as a competition overall, I'm not looking at just last night or whatever. I'm looking at everything that's happened so far. And I think it's really different because it draws on different aspects of what it is to be a dancer, right? There's opportunities to brand yourself. There's opportunities to show yourself off in different ways. Like, you had a chance to do a showcase round to your own music. So if you're trying to develop into a performer or someone who's doing like theater, that's a perfect platform for you. If you're trying to get more into understanding your style, there's dope opportunities to do that. Like, if you're thinking of how can I create, there's the rounds of using props. So I think it really, like San says, it tests, like, for me, whoever wins this, you can actually say, I'm pretty well versed in what I do, and I can take this further. Like, I like the fact that it does that, and it's not just, you're battling it's a hip hop battle, right?
Yeah.
So I do like that.
No.
Yeah,
Got
I
you.
like what
TNT?
Sipo said at the end there. It's not just like a hip hop battle. I like also the fact that there's not really set rules and it's like we have to be like this or we have to be like this. So it just gives dancers that freedom to be what they have to be. And also push themselves to explore different things about themselves, about their bodies, about their movement. And I guess also for other dancers who want to come into this in the future, it's allowing people to push themselves and also helping us get a higher standard of dancers. So I think that's what is dope for me.
And I say in closing, it's just for like people watching, and you say you do a style. This is gonna give you insight that it's not that thing you'll get in 2 weeks. It's not that thing you'll get in a year. A style is it's a lifetime commitment, and you're gonna keep learning. It's like even about yourself. Self mastery is a continuous thing.
Self-mastering is a continuous
Yeah.
thing.
So when
Nice.
they come here, they face challenges and then they have to go home and think about it and see, like, okay, now I know this. And that's what experience is. It adds. So by the time we get to like the last event, they won't be the same dancers.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
It's gonna be a whole different thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's what people watching and they want to come next year is like, now, start now. The advice we're giving is for you also. Start now.
I think what's also really good about this, right, is most competitions are one-offs.
Yeah.
Right? So if you do badly, the only chance you get to do a correction of that is at another place. But then it's different people judging you. So it might not be able to say, I can grow this, right? When you look at a league format for anything, right? If I play a bad game, the coach can be like, next game you can add these things to work on. Let's try this, right? Because you have practice, right? I'm just using soccer as an example.
Yeah.
You have practice. Coach gives out tactics. You try the tactics out and you adapt in the game. You get feedback to say, okay, maybe that doesn't work for this. When you're playing against teams that have, you get another chance to showcase what you've learned from the previous game. In normal competitions, if you don't win, or whatever, you get knocked out in the prelims, you never get a chance to
Facts.
have a correction in that same thing because it's once. Here it's like, okay, no, you're going to hear what we're saying now. You taking that back to a tactics board and say, okay, cool, this worked, throw that out, add this. I'm going to show these judges again the next time, or this audience is going to see me again in a different light, so I get a chance to correct. Most comps, you don't get that because it's a one-off. Here it's like, it's a series, so I can learn, I can grow, I can have stuff in my head of what I think and then take into account. Don't just listen to us because we talk what we see.
Yes.
Right? It's your job to be like, I'm going through with this. I don't care what the judges said. I'm just going to make this better.
Yeah.
That's a choice that you get to do again.
Yeah.
And I think that's very special in the league format of getting the chance to show yourself the next time. What have you learned? Because also for us, when we're watching, we can be like, okay,
They
you
listen
don't
to
have
you.
to listen. I'm just a person.
Okay.
You don't
Yeah.
have to listen to what I said. But did it help you to not listen?
Yeah.
Like, did it help you to listen? Those are things that we also, from a judging perspective, you can also see. You know what I mean? Like, to be like, okay, or back better, or whoa.
Wait, do you want to add anything? So with that being said, with hip hop, it's all about giving back. Do you think that RawStyles is a good platform for OGs to give back?
Yeah, because even like I say, if I won't say that. Yeah, I wouldn't say we OGs.
Oh, OG, okay, I call
I
okay.
wouldn't
Let me
say
say
OGs, I'm
young
not like-
OGs.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's cool because now we sit here and we can kind of be like, yo, try this, try that. Like he says, you don't have to take the advice, but because we just happen to have we've been doing this longer than a few of the dancers, we do have like insights. So
Yes.
the insights now we're able to give back, which is something that we had to go
We
through
do
this in
this,
real life,
yes, bro.
in industries and
Yes.
stuff like that. So you guys here now and you're like, we like, take this, take that, and now and it opens the channel for like someone like, that thing you said in the video, I didn't understand. Talk to me nice, and then you're like, okay, cool, and that's what I think is gonna help the industry grow, right? And some people, it's one of those things you take, you're like, it works, doesn't work. If it works, you take it, then you give it to the next person.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's a good platform for us to now really build the dance. Yeah.
I agree with giving back. I think it's so important to give back in the sense that we're making the table longer and not the fence higher. So I think it's a good place for us as young OGs, I guess, and also for the younger dancers, you know, because for some reason there's always a gap in between where they feel like they can't relate
Yes.
or we can't relate to them,
Yes.
but I don't think it's that. I just feel like now here's the platform and here's an understanding that we can have with each other and grow and yeah, I guess just step it up for the next generation that's
Fact.
about to come. Yeah.
I think I'll probably leave with this. And as you've noticed, I like using
Yeah, no, it's all good.
references.
We got you now.
I love using references
Yeah.
outside of dance because
Yes.
I think
That's
sometimes when we channel dance, not everyone understands,
Yes.
right? So I'll give an example, right? When first year Kobe Bryant played in the league,
Yeah.
in the NBA, he got in a lot of trouble with referees, right? And instead of complaining, what he did was he went to go actually get the referee's manual. He learned every single thing about how refs call and what make refs call what they call, right? So then he went and studied that. So he's like, oh, okay. So when the referee is standing here, they can't see the blind side, so I can do a little thing here, right? Now, I'm going to use that to say, I think what's great about this is stuff doesn't happen in isolation, right? There is moments after the event, during the event, where you're interacting, right? Some competitions and events prefer to have judges separated from interacting with the dancers. Here, because it's RawStyles and it's the culture that we're in, it is about teaching, right? So afterwards, there's always a cipher or a session that happens. So a lot of the times, it's always Sam because he loves getting down, but it's a chance for them to say, okay, I'm seeing what you're doing. It's not random words. I'm actually seeing it in practice, and I get a chance to study what it is that you're saying so that I can learn from it, right? So that's that whole thing of I'm understanding this thing from you guys. It's not a foreign thing of back in my day. We're still here. It's not back in your day. We're still dancing. So you're getting the chance to get the little notes to be like, oh, this is how I get better at this. Sand, you were doing this thing here. What is it? Taryn, I see that you like dressing like this. Why? You know, you can ask, you can learn, you can almost study it to be like, I get this now, and it's not far removed of like, who are those guys that danced 20 years ago? It's like, oh, they're still around. You know, so that's for any other people who might not necessarily enter RawStyles but are around. You can interact with the audience. There's people around here, you can get to test what works. Like if you're saying you're trying to get the audience vote, the cipher afterwards helps you to figure out what does the audience like. I'm gonna go in this round now because it's not battle. Let me see if they will go woo for that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can use that next time. Right?
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This was the first session of production, post-production. I don't know what you want to call this, but horrible. You're gonna cut it there. Anyway, that's what it is. We're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it there. Yo, but that's what it is. I'm Paco Mutombo. You got Sipo, Taryn TNT, and Sandwan for the first session of feedbacks of what happened yesterday. And with that being said, we will see you at the next RawStyles happening here at the Urban Playground in Morningside at Morning Glenmore on the 26th of August 2023. Paco Mutombo, and I'm out of her, dog. Yeah.
Yes, sir.